Hey, cousins. Welcome to the Family Ties podcast, where we are about real family keeping up real relationships. We discuss sports, pop culture, and everything in between. All opinions are our own. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss an episode. Now let's sit down, grab a drink, and let's get into the cousin chat.
Hey guys, how y'all guys doing? Welcome to Family Ties Podcast.
What's up?
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
We made it, y'all. We made it. We did it. Thank everyone who supported us on the first episode. We were so excited to see how many downloads we had. So keep talking about it to your friends, to your family. It's just going to get even better every week. So tune in.
Yes, and we want to hear from everybody. So leave us a review on your specified podcast app or shoot us a DM because we love to hear from you.
Please give us tell us what you liked. We are welcome to all of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us what you want us to discuss. I mean, if we're not hitting some of your topics, please let us know so we can make sure we discuss it in the next ones, okay?
Yeah. So, guys, how was you guys' weekend? What?
Week.
Week.
It was all in one. It was all in one. It is the weekend. It's Saturday now or Friday. I don't know.
Right. First we got to start off. It was a real one's birthday.
Yes. Happy birthday, Jay.
So officially, happy birthday, Jasmine.
Woo-hoo.
How was your birthday, girl? We're gonna let you kick it off with how you doing. How was your birthday?
The day started great. You know, it ended pretty traumatically and dramatically. So
was it?
Yeah. So during the day, I was hanging with our other cousins. She had like a little business venture thing going on, and so I went out with her and hung out with her, helped her with some business stuff, and then later that evening, she was like, "Hey, you should go out to dinner with me and some of the people from, her company." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, why not?" Central West End, driving, having a good time, listening to B.
Okay.
And it was time for me to park, and yeah, tow up my car.
Oh God,
bro! Trying to get in the
Jasmine, you can't drive,
to get in the parking garage, bro. So you know how they got those like them baby poles that like when you trying to get in a parking garage. So this garage was stupid because it had like three entrances. So I'm like, okay, is this the entrance or is this like what's up? Bro, I'm like, oh, that's not it. So let me go into the other one. And as I was turning to get in the other one, I didn't see that thing that's normally like on the curb. It was actually on the street in the parking. Bro, got stuck between that and the ticket thing.
Is it like you need to get work done on your car?
Bro, my whole side is dented and has yellow striping going up the side of it.
Jasmine.
It's not funny.
The front left side where I got stuck, a piece popped off. I called Cherise, like, girl, help me come get my car out because I can't move. Like, she came out, said, is that a piece of your car? I said, wait, yeah. Oh my God. That's my whole, like, the part that keeps, because, I have the Renegade. So it's a part that keeps, like, the bottom light popped out. So I had to put that in the back seat. Like, you know what? I'm here. So I'm
here. Rolling around like a true St. Louis person.
Looking raggedy.
Oh, your birthday.
I called frantically, like, my dad just joined my car. They like, you shouldn't have went there. I'm like, thanks. So my birthday, I guess.
Right.
They didn't want you to go to dinner.
I was like, yeah. So I ended up staying out because it's like, what else I'm gonna do? I'm already out here. I'm already driving dirty. Like, I already look crazy. People is rolling up next to me. I'm like, mind your business. It just happened. This is not how I normally look. Yeah, I know my car is like orange, so it's like you can see it. Like
you can see it.
Gosh. So yeah,
it's not funny, but it is.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Jasmine. Well, I can't even. I literally had so much going on Memorial Day. We went to go see The Little Mermaid, of course. Had to, represent for our girl. It's a black Little Mermaid. So we got Marlo all dressed up with her two little cute friends in costumes.
I seen the picture. She was so cute.
So cute. And it was like a really more of a private theater. So I was really appreciative of like it wasn't so many people where this was her first movie, y'all, ever in a theater.
How did she do?
She was intrigued. Of course, I didn't know it was going to be in 3D, so that was real tricky on the side.
It was
Right.
in
So
3D.
trying to keep glasses on a 2-year-old was a bit much. But for the most part, she was like, oh, like she was vibing. But when anytime Ursula came on, she would reach up and be like, mommy, no, like it. No, not feeling it. So, but outside of that, like she really had a good time. We had a lot of like between birthdays.
Did she stay up the whole time?
She did. She stayed up the whole time.
Okay.
Now, I will tell you, insert stage left was Gracie's Corner on my
Yeah,
phone.
for sure.
A little YouTube,
Mosh posh, yeah.
kids.
For sure.
When she was getting restless and just like, okay, I'm over it.
I was
Because
about to say, how
movie
long
for a
was the
kids
movie? I still haven't seen it.
It's
it's very
about
long.
2.5 hours.
It was long. Not gonna lie,
It's
y'all.
pretty long. So I was.
It's very long.
But for the most part, it held her attention because the cinematography was really beautiful. Like it reminded me like the first time seeing Finding Nemo in like a big screen, like we were just like, wow, this is like gorgeous. Same thing. Like the cinematography was beautiful. She was beautiful. But don't ask me about specific parts because trying to hold Marlo down for 2.5 hours, I will have to rewatch. So, but it was good. It was cool. That was definitely a highlight. And then, of course, we swam on Saturdays, all the little running and things like that. Darian grilled, had a great time in our own backyard. But then the rest of the week,
best.
like, I don't know about y'all, but like, when you go back to work on a short week, you feel like,
oh my God.
you feel like, oh, I'm close to Friday. But then it's almost like a panic because it's like you missed
And I went back
day.
Wednesday. We were off on Tuesday as well. So I slept the whole day. And then Wednesday, I was just like, is this what I'm supposed to be doing?
And then like I'm off this next week, so I was trying to hurry up. Sis got her 8-year anniversary next week. Right, 8 years. Right? Me and Gary are 8 years.
Come on, 8 years.
Shout out.
So that mean I've been out of high school for 8 years?
Okay, Maddie, don't do that. So what we're not gonna do is like
my God.
I was just about to say, I'm not getting into that.
That just freaked me out. I'm not gonna
get
into that. No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Because if you 8 years, what you think no, ma'am. I'm not doing that. No.
8 years. I'm coming on my
I'm not getting into that.
year and
y'all, me and Mandy are 9 years apart. So like we just
you've been married for 8.
Okay, stop it. Okay. But what we are going to do, which I'm really excited about next week, is we're going to date while our daughter is in daycare throughout the whole week. And we're going to just do stuff around Portland that we haven't gotten a chance to do.
That's cute.
We've only been in Portland for almost a year. And things happen so quickly. Like we really haven't had a chance to just pause and see stuff for ourselves. So like it's so scenic. So for those who've never been to Portland, West Coast is so beautiful. Portland is like so coastal, mountains. It is so pretty in the summer. So we
take your allergy meds when you go.
Take your allergy. It is. Hold on now. Now it is fresh air, but yes,
very fresh.
Lots of
You've
trees.
never been used to it.
Lots of trees. So yes, if you got allergies like me and Mandy, like just prepare yourself. But it is definitely a place to come visit. But
it is. It's
we'll
beautiful.
chat. So happy anniversary to me and Danny.
Happy anniversary.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
It's our anniversary.
Woo woo.
Yes. Come on.
Come
8
on,
years.
Jasmine. Come on.
Oh, I love anniversaries.
Yeah. So Shay, what's up? What you do for Memorial Day? What you got going on?
So we also went to go see Little Mermaid last weekend, and Noelle did not stay up. She had about a 20 to 30-minute nap because we were in the middle of the day. That's usually her nap time, even though we are trying to phase out of naps since she'll be starting school in the fall, but she still needs it. So we did that. We went to the outlet mall in Chesterfield and walked around and spent money. So she's at that phase now where, remember when we were younger, we loved Claire's and the icing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where she's at.
Oh.
Like, she wants to buy all the like trinkety type
Oh,
Stuff that's gonna
necklaces
be
and
Yeah.
everywhere.
yeah.
Feet gonna be
So
hurt.
we went in there, and of course they was in there, and they had a buy three get three
Yeah, that was
free.
my sale, baby. I
So
Always.
love
I
that.
was just
That was
Always,
my sale.
always,
yeah.
always.
Can I say I still get my earrings from icing?
I
I
think you
just
and my
went
should. Me
back,
too,
bags?
because I
Claire.
lose them all those.
I just went back. That
Look,
sensitive
the
solutions, I
studs and the
need
sensitive
it.
solutions.
Oh, they on to
Yeah.
something up in there.
Okay,
I ain't gonna lie
okay.
to you.
Yeah, no, and they
Yeah,
have like all kind of stuff now. They got like purses and like phone
Oh,
cases and like
oh,
literally
Right.
everything
You need a couple of
in there.
earring backs.
So we did.
That's where you go.
you better go.
That's
straight
real.
up.
That's real.
Yeah.
So we did that, and then my parents barbecued at their house, and so we were over there and let the kids get on the slip and slide, and
Oh.
some of like the other neighborhood kids came over, and it was all good until this little boy, he had pushed Izzy,
Baby.
and then we had a
Ooh, oh
problem.
Lord. Oh
We had a
Lord.
problem.
Jasmine,
Not
you was
my
about to lay
Izzy.
I'm like,
hands on
who's
somebody.
who's
You was
his
about to
mama?
lay hands on somebody.
Who is
First
his
of all,
mama?
me and Jasmine
Off
both
the
hopped
deck.
up
Like,
off the
what's
deck
good?
so
Like,
quick.
Y'all can't
where's your mama? Go get
be
her. I'll find her.
getting
Girl,
Where's your
at the
mama? Where's your mama?
kids.
we
Oh,
didn't know this little boy. Like, he is
oh.
my parents' neighbor's son, I guess. I had never seen this kid before.
He just
Bro,
popped on over
He just popped on
asking for
over
popsicles. We just
and
gave him a
and
pushed Izzy.
popsicle. We was nice.
right.
Although,
Yeah, like he getting stuff like the rest of our kids,
yeah.
We don't even know. I don't even know
Yeah,
the
I
boy's
don't
name.
either.
Mm.
Child push.
Okay. Well,
But the
thank
point
God,
is
because we
he
can't.
pushed
We
Izzy
don't
and we
need
had a
to.
problem.
Yeah, that was my
Mm.
first, that was my first time,
So y'all just let him exit stage
well,
right,
in his defense, Israel did
right?
have a water gun and did spray him directly in the face.
Okay. Well,
Uh,
okay, Jasmine.
but he was doing it to
Okay.
everybody, so it wasn't
Okay.
like it was just him.
He had
It
no
wasn't
Yeah,
brand
respected
new.
everybody
persons.
can get
Like,
it.
Yeah, it wasn't brand new.
But I just
right.
had to be like, the boy is 3.
Okay.
He looks 5, but he's 3. So it's like,
But he's 3.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had to tell him no.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
I
the other
get
boy,
it.
he was
Yeah,
like 8. So it's
I had to
like,
tell him no
Mhm.
retaliation
no.
because Israel was ready to get with him, and I said, Israel,
Ooh,
please,
ooh.
you're 3.
Listen, Izzy be ready to get with me
Oh
anytime
yeah,
Marlo
he on your
cries. So I
head.
can
He
only
be on
There
your
imagine.
you
head.
go.
Man, he was like, Marlo. I'm like, dang, Izzy, like, I'm not doing anything to her.
He
Can
be on
you
your head
like
about
be
Marlo. He don't
ready
play
to?
about her.
Yeah, you be on me.
He be on
Love
your
it.
head.
Jesus.
Truly
It's
love it.
Marlo. But
But that's what's up, y'all. We gotta move on this segment.
To the
So
best.
come on, Mandy. Lead us
Cousin chat
into it.
time. So a lot has happened since our last podcast, which
Oh
is
never do.
crazy.
God.
But so much has happened. We're going to start it off with our good old sports segment. And we're going to start with the NBA Finals because Game
Mhm.
7 happened. I honestly, let me even go back. I did not think that the Celtics would win 3 straight after losing 3 straight.
I did. I had faith.
I didn't have faith because I was a hater.
Your
because
Lakers was gone.
my Lakers couldn't do it. Yeah, I said my Lakers
Your
didn't
Lakers
do it.
took
Oh,
an
no
L.
way they're gonna do it.
Mm-mm.
I was hating very hard. Like, oh, they're done. Just like my Lakers, they gonna get swept. These men came back and won 3 games in
That's
a
why people.
row.
Shout
Like,
out to Jason
But
Tatum.
shout
Shout out
out
to
to
But that's why people
Jason.
be
No
saying
lie for sure.
St.
that's why
Louis
people be like the
represent.
NBA is rigged, because it's like, now
Yeah,
ain't no way
ain't no
these refs.
way.
Ain't no
These
way.
You couldn't win
I'm
one
telling you, it's an
game.
underground something going on with these refs. Where they be like has to be.
It is because they found that one ref. He had like a
Yeah.
burner account.
Yep. And now
And
he's
he
not
was
doing the finals because of that
he's
burner
not.
Yeah.
account
Yes, they
The
found a
burner
burner
account.
Twitter
on
account
his
of
Twitter.
him, like he was like a Celtics fan, right?
Yep. And he was
And
like, he had an account and he was like defending himself in his tweets.
Yes,
But he was like basically
Oh,
catfishing people.
like Kevin Durant be
How do
doing.
you
Right.
have
Yes.
time to do that? How do you have time
You have time
with your
They have
everyday
time.
job to do a
That's
burner
his everyday
That's
job.
his
account?
job.
That's his
That's his job.
everyday
He's a
job.
ref.
He's just a ref. He just game day. Oh, bet.
Yeah, but to make a burner account to
Yeah.
respond to
Yeah.
responses,
Yeah.
He like, and nobody else gonna
That's
defend me.
insane.
I'ma defend me.
And maybe the
Anonymously.
league said, "Oh, this looks bad for us. Let's put him on a pause.
Yeah. I know.
Mhm.
I mean,
Mm.
So he
yeah, I
got
know
put
who
on
else
a pause.
is about to get put on a pause too. Your boy.
John
Ja.
Morant.
Well, we'll talk about that when that happens because they said they're not going to announce. They're
We'll
not going
get
to
there.
until
Yeah,
after the finals.
after
We'll
the
talk about that then.
finals. They're not going to distract.
Let's talk about Adam Silver dropping
Yeah,
that
why?
nugget.
In the
That's
middle
more.
of
I
the
want to know.
finals. Why
I
would
want to
you
know
even
about that more than I
say
care about
it?
these
Yeah.
finals. Just bring it now.
Exactly.
I don't
It's
care
gonna
about
be a
these finals.
sweep.
It is about
Like
to be.
Sorry.
he absolutely knew what he was
Yeah.
doing. Like
Yeah.
Adam Silver is incredibly intelligent. He
So
knew
intelligent.
that by
Oh my
dropping
God.
that little nugget that they were going to talk about John Morant, and also that they had more information about John Morant.
And what is this more information?
Exactly. But you don't want to talk about it until after the
Right.
finals is over. You're just trying to keep me interested, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm still
Yeah.
going to be here and I'm still going to be waiting to hear what it
Because
is.
the more information to me is kind of like, I mean, what more can you say? He lives in Tennessee. You know how Tennessee is with guns. They
Yeah.
don't care. It's open carry. When I was living in Memphis, they passed the open carry no permit law. Like, so what more could there be?
I'm
I don't know.
nervous.
I
I'm
don't know.
sad for Ja because again, I feel
But
like
his
he was
shoes
getting
sold out.
notoriety.
Y'all
His
still released them.
shoes was
Y'all still released
killing.
them. Y'all still released them.
I'm
Mhm.
just, yeah, that's all I can say.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
That's
a
all
to
I
be
got.
continued.
Yeah.
That's
To
all
be
I
continued
got.
on Ja.
You
But I
know,
will say, going back to game 7, I really did think that the Celtics was going to do it. I said this momentum is crazy. They got them beat. Game 7 is in Boston. No way they're losing.
yes.
First play, our boy get hurt. Jason
He
Tatum gets hurt.
does. He tweaked his ankle.
But
First
does
play
that
of the
not
game.
prove that he been carrying it on his back though? Like, why does he
Yeah,
get hurt?
You
And
but
then we can't
say
carry it through? Why we
you
can't
can't
carry
say
it through?
you
you
can't
can't
say
say
that.
that though. Yeah,
Because he's got
it's a team
other
effort.
well, and also he has other
Superstars.
superstars on his team.
Yeah,
You've got
yeah.
Jaylen
Well,
Brown.
that's
You've
even
got
more of a business case.
Marcus
So, like, why
Smart.
y'all
Yeah.
ain't bring it through? Why you ain't
Yeah.
bring it through?
That's
Why I
crazy.
get hurt
They
and
let
all of a
JT
sudden we
down.
can't
I'm
bring it
not gonna
through?
lie. And they didn't just lose. Didn't they lose by like
Baby,
That
they
was by like
got
20
got.
points.
I turned the game
I turned it off as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very
Literally.
depressing.
Turned it off.
And
But this year was a team of turmoil anyway,
yeah,
with the way
with the
they
coach.
fired
Mhm.
Ime.
Yeah.
They brought in this new dude.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess he wasn't new because he was on the
He was
staff.
the assistant. Yeah.
But he's like super duper young. Like him and Jimmy Butler went to college at the same
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
that,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
It's gonna be even worse next year because they said Ime done took like 3-4 more assistants with him to Houston. That just came out.
Well,
Oh well.
what can you
Yeah.
say?
But so in going back to Jason Tatum, like, so people were saying, he's not clutch, whatever.
Mhm.
But he's only 25.
He's
only
new.
And
been in
been in the
league since-
finals. How many
He's
how
been in-
many
he
Eastern
just-
Conference finals?
He's been in like 3 out of 5 years. He's been in the
That's
Eastern Conference
crazy.
finals, and last year he went to
The finals.
the
Yeah.
NBA
He got time.
finals. Yeah,
So
he got
much
plenty
time.
of time to, show all of his skills and the ability. I mean,
Yeah.
he's beaten
I
some of the
see.
better teams. So
He has. And on the
Single-handedly.
low, like when LeBron goes, I need him to go to the Lakers.
That's
That
where he
would
was
be
supposed to be in the
beautiful.
first place,
I'm
but
not
they
gonna
wanted
lie.
they weren't
Oh,
involved over him.
Lord.
He was supposed to be there.
I need when
Me too,
LeBron goes, I need Jason
He
to
not,
like I
he's
just I
not gonna go
need
there
it.
because
I
y'all
need
should have
it.
chose me in the first place. Y'all chose Lonzo Ball or whatever
I
that boy
agree.
name was
No.
over me.
That is
Where
so
is he at?
crazy.
But he will go. He hurt.
Okay.
But he would
Yeah.
go to the Lakers because he's a Kobe stan.
Oh,
So
because
he
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 used to
is
would
a
work out
go.
with Kobe
stan.
too.
So
You're right.
Rob Pelinka,
Uh-huh.
GM of the
Make it
Lakers.
happen. When
If you are
LeBron
listening
retires,
to
that's
this
the first
podcast,
move.
Do y'all really
Yeah.
think this man
Skinny
is about to
butts.
really retire? Y'all really think
Heck
LeBron's
no.
gonna retire?
Probably after next year.
Not like
Yeah.
after next year. Yeah,
I
he
think
got
he
like
gonna let
2 more
his
years
son
Yeah.
get some
at
NBA,
max.
play a
Okay.
season with him, then leave, if anything.
Yeah, he's gonna leave the
I
Lakers if
mean,
they
are
don't
we-
draft Bronny. So I
Are
mean,
we saying that Bronny is good enough to go
Nepotism.
to the
Hey,
NBA?
I'll be honest with you. I went
Nepotism,
nepotism
baby.
when it 'cause,
I'm with it. I'm with it.
The others
I
do it
love
all
the
the
Nepo
time.
babies. They do it
all the time.
And
All
LeBron
the
is
time.
basically, he's so smart. He's basically guaranteeing his son a one and done just because he wants to play with him. That is
Yeah.
smart.
He's guaranteeing him a spot.
Yeah.
That's some nepotism working.
Well,
I'm
and-
with it.
And it's not like he needs to go for the money because he right
He
now is the
don't.
highest NIL.
That boy got a contract with
dude
Nike.
got,
What are we talking about?
Already. Already. I
So
love it though. So let's go ahead and give our even though game one happened and
it
Denver
happened.
Next.
Denver
Denver
to me
gone.
looks the same way that they looked with the Lakers. What is y'all prediction? I personally have Denver in 5.
I have Denver in
Really?
They are
5.
about to run circles around Miami. They
Yeah, I
can't.
mean,
I have nobody because I'm still mad about my team not making it. So I'm done. I
Marla,
don't care
Marla,
pick.
who
we don't
wins.
care.
Pick.
Just
What
make
are
it
the
a pick.
colors? Okay, what are Miami's
Red and
colors?
You
black.
got Miami
And
is
black,
red and
yeah.
white and black.
Red
Them
and
not your
black.
colors.
Them
Then you
okay.
got
Let me
blue
see.
and gold
Oh.
and white.
Girl, they
Mm.
both.
Pick one.
Girl, just go with red and black, cause
Blue, gold, and
Jordan.
white. I think I
Choose
do
some.
like out of that mixture. I think I am gonna go with the red, black, and white. So I'm
So
gonna
you
go
got
Miami.
Miami.
Go Miami.
How many
How
games
many
you think
games?
it's gonna take for them to win out of 7? You got to win 4. So how many games? Like, is
4.
it gonna end?
It's gonna be 4.
It has to
No,
be 4 to win. But I'm saying, are they gonna win by game 6, game 7?
I'm gonna say 7.
You girl,
7.
you got big faith, don't you? Girl, I know that's right.
Yes, she
Listen,
got
I
big
don't
trunks,
know
big
nothing.
trunks, big
I
trunks.
don't know nothing
I
about
want,
these
like,
teams.
in my
I only
heart of
knew
hearts,
about
I
one
do want
team.
the Heat to win because of Jimmy Butler, because he is the
Mhm.
underdog. He is
Absolutely.
like, he been fighting for a long time, and I just like, I want to see him win.
He
But
has.
the reality, the writing's on the wall, and it's saying
Did y'all? I'm just
it
the
was.
game. I
Can I
didn't want
say
to watch
I'd
it.
rather visit Miami than
Yeah.
So
Denver?
there you go. Pick
So
that. There
I'm
you go,
going with
Marla. Stick with
Miami.
that. And I
And
have
you
a
know
bonus
what?
question.
And if they win, I need y'all to give
We gonna
me
give
my
you
You right.
props.
We
praises
gonna give
because
you your props.
I don't see
Okay.
it. I don't
We
see
gonna give
it.
you your
But
props.
yeah,
I don't see it either.
I don't see it, and I'm definitely rooting for them because I'm waiting on playoff Jimmy. I'm waiting on playoff Jimmy to
Yeah.
drop
also
50
though, I think he's
points.
tired.
Yeah.
He's
He
tired.
gonna
Like,
have to.
it's just hard when you get to this
Well, he's
part and he's
injured
injured,
too.
and they're just
It's just
tired,
so
man.
hard.
And
Yeah.
you think about it, the
Yeah.
schedule is now, normally they would get like what, at least 2 or 3 resting days between games. It's been
It's
every
every
other
other day
day.
Every
now.
other day.
Uh-huh.
That's why
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
all getting hurt like that. Truth be
They
told.
got to
And
keep the viewership up. That's why. That's
and
what it is.
they're playing against a team that has been resting for the last 10
Exactly.
days.
Literally.
So, y'all played on, what was that? Monday night?
Yeah,
Was
they played on
was game
Sunday.
7?
It was Monday. It was on Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been
So
chilling.
they played on Monday. They played their first game last night. So they only had 3 days of rest, and probably not even real rest because you got to fly to Denver and
Practice.
play in the altitude
That altitude. Ooh.
against a team that has been
That
resting
is,
for at
let
least
me
10
tell
days.
you, no punk.
Yeah. That altitude
No
ain't
punk
no
when you
joke.
get to
Ain't
the
no joke at
mountains.
all.
But let's we forgot to talk about Shannon Sharp leaving.
Oh,
Ooh.
child. Let's talk
Big
about
news
Skip
there.
Bayless.
Oh, I don't like Skip.
I shouldn't say
Okay,
hate.
so
As a LeBron stan, I cannot stand it. Like, he goes out of his way to hate LeBron. I don't like him.
Skip Bayless so I used to watch First Take when he was on there, and then I stopped watching it because he always walked that fine line of about to say something real
Yes,
racist.
yes,
Uh-huh.
Real
yes.
racist. And then when he got his show when it was Skip and Shannon, I still didn't watch it because I can't deal with him.
I
But
love
still don't
Shannon
watch
this
Sharp.
is the guy that says like some of the most craziest things. Like a few years ago, he said that Johnny Manziel was going to have a better career than I think he said Tom Brady or something.
I think he did say
And look where Johnny Manziel is right now.
Ain't
Does
even
he
in the
even play
league.
football?
He
Like,
does not.
and I also
All we
felt
know
like
about him is his ex is on Selling Sunset.
that's
That's
it.
all we know.
And
Wait, who's his ex?
Bree.
Nick Cannon,
What?
baby mama.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
this is a topic.
is.
That's another
Oh,
Yeah.
Left her feeling.
So this is another topic.
Mm.
Another topic for another day.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's
But
all we know about Johnny Manziel now. So
that's all we know. We
Okay.
don't know.
Is
And
that
he
the one
used to
she
do
claimed
this.
she was with for a
Married for a
year?
year.
married, yeah.
Married for a
Yeah.
year, and
Mhm.
she said it
Because he lost that contract. He got out the league.
also she went where the money
Where the
really
money,
was and decided
she
to
went
have
where
a
the
baby.
money reside.
Oh,
Where the
okay.
money reside.
All right. Gotcha, sis. Gotcha. So kudos to Shannon. Thank you for, get your coins.
And his
You
coin
know,
already up. His
roll
podcast
out.
gets millions of views.
Yeah.
Club Shay Shay,
Kudos
man,
to
it gets
him.
millions of views. He'll be fine.
He'll
Well,
be
and
fine.
he must be going to his
Yeah.
own platform because they took the podcast
Yeah,
too
I
off
was just
of
about
Fox
to say that.
Sports.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
So he must be going to do something pretty big.
Yep.
So shout out to Shannon Sharp because
I want to see him with my boy Stephen A. Just for
I
one day
don't
a week.
want
Just
to.
one day a week. Just
No,
one day a
My
week.
head,
no.
I can't.
No.
Can the world take all of that, Mandy? I don't know.
That's like our uncles sitting
Exactly.
together.
Can the
I know.
world take
Exactly.
that? Mandy, exactly.
It's too much.
Too much.
It's too much.
Right. Okay. So now we got to move on from sports because we had some big things kind of happen this week as well. So Mandy, go ahead and shift us
So
over.
speaking of departures and reunions, big news in the scripted television world. Samantha Jones's character, played by Kim Cattrall, is set to reprise her role in this new season of the reboot of Sex and the City. What's crazy is her beef with the main character, Miss Sarah Jessica Parker, Miss Carrie Bradshaw. The reason that people watch the show, well, to some, I will say a lot of people like Miranda's character. Go ahead, Miranda. I say a lot of people like Samantha, a lot of people like Charlotte, but this beef is so strong that reportedly she filmed this scene by herself with no showrunners, no producers, by herself. And my question
on
is,
her phone, Mandy, on her phone.
Girl, I don't know how they did it. And I don't know how this happened. I don't know if the money
How much
is
they
low.
pay her? Like what?
I don't know if she need a check for something, but I'm sure the check was so big that even her beef could not say no.
It had to be a lot because she said for years, I'm not coming back. I don't fool with them girls like that. Like,
y'all, let's talk the real. Because, like, we a family chat. So I feel like they like family, right? I don't understand.
Are they co-workers?
How ironic
they
is
co-workers.
it that the two closest characters on the show
are not close at all. Yeah.
And Samantha beef in real life. And when you go to articles and you hear Sarah Jessica Parker talk, she's like, "Oh, I love her. That's my sister. Like, I don't have any issues. Like, I don't know what her problem is."
Of course she gonna
do
say
y'all
that.
think is it okay? So who do y'all think it is? Do y'all think
both
it's
of them?
Both.
Kim, or do you think it's Sarah?
It's both.
I think Sarah is. I mean, let's talk it. She's the main character of the show, and I
but
feel
she give
like
that
Kim
energy probably to them.
really feels like she deserves the same amount.
I think she think it should be
what
even.
I heard,
I think she probably think it should be
allegedly,
even, like an even situation. We're all
Yes.
the girls. Why is she the one getting the most, or why is she the one?
Because you not Carrie Bradshaw, we ain't referencing you in no songs dealing with Mr.
What
B.
they could have done like they did on the show Friends, and say we're not gonna film unless we all making the same money.
Oh, yeah. Shay. Oh, are we talking
could've.
some therapy real quick?
They could have. But they could have. That's why I said co-workers, not family.
Not family.
That's exactly why I said that.
But do y'all think that she deserved that? Hear me out. I am
do.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Hold on.
Because her
from
character
season
is the only
1
character that's different.
All the way through all the seasons, it has always been around Carrie Bradshaw. Now they would show certain segments of the other characters, but
Samantha was the one the fans did love. I'm not gonna lie.
The show is written about Carrie Bradshaw. Carrie Bradshaw is the reason why people my age thought it was hip to move to New York, to wear the styles, to wear the outfits. Specifically, it really was about Carrie Bradshaw.
But you know what I think? Think about it in this way. I think it's like a Gossip Girl situation, how the show was meant to be about Serena. And it ended up that Blair had so many fans
Love Blair.
that it became, oh shoot, let's write her in more. And that's what happened with Samantha.
Literally.
Let's be real.
Okay.
The show was supposed to be about Carrie, but so many women realized it. We'll deep dive into Sex in the City another day, because Carrie was really toxic and very insecure and not really a good person.
She should have ended up with Aiden, but we ain't gonna go there.
We're not gonna keep Carrie was really problematic. Let's be real.
I feel like she still got problems.
Hello.
And if we want to talk about it, the reality of her being a writer, barely publishing anything, living in Manhattan, being able to wear thousands of dollars worth of fashion and take a cab everywhere and eat out every night because she didn't cook. Somebody, the math ain't mathing, but that's another day for another
And
day.
I think that's what happened with Samantha. People related more to Samantha not being the girl that cared about relationships, that was free,
They
that
identify
was
with her
career
more.
driven,
PR.
and they identify
Yeah.
with that. There's so many women into like, come on, this whole city girl thing. She started that. Let's be
That's
real.
true.
did.
That's true.
She
All
was
right.
city
Let's be
girl.
real.
Samantha,
So I
the
think
real city girl. I
she the
heard
real
that.
city girl, and I think that that's what she was realizing. Like, hey, I know it's supposed to be about her, but pull me out the show, and everybody's gonna ask about
Like they
Samantha,
did,
like they've been
yeah.
asking about.
That is true. It is missing. I'm not gonna lie.
It's missing her.
It
It's
is
an ensemble
missing her.
cast.
Especially
It really
these newer
is. We could
seasons.
not watch a show
Yeah,
with
especially
just
these newer
Carrie.
ones.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
cannot. It can't survive it just being about Carrie and her delusions. It just can't.
I mean, even in this last, like when they brought the show back, there's no way Samantha's character would not have shown up.
Exactly.
Been there for the funeral, been there to help her transition. I mean, even when Mr. Big left her at the altar, she was the one that was like, we going on this trip.
Right now.
You gonna be all right. Who do I need to call? Let me everybody get in a flight.
Yeah.
Like she was that friend
Yeah.
on the show. So it's almost becoming
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Exactly.
Because they didn't show them have a rift for her not to
Yeah,
show
it was just
up
like we don't even
and
know what
be
they fighting
there.
for. Like it's like, what are we fighting for? Because it seemed like this is
Yeah.
They tried, but it didn't make sense.
They
because
tried. They
Samantha
tried a
is-
little bit.
she's a
just not
writer.
that.
Samantha
Yeah.
is a writer. Does she have an ego? Yes, but
Right.
she's a writer. So
But they dug in that bag for her to come back, and I can't wait to see the scene. It's only supposed to be one scene. It's probably gonna be in the season finale.
They done
knowing
set her
them.
and threw
But-
sent her a
Threw it.
camera and
Threw it
said,
together.
"Film this."
Yeah. Real quick,
In your
right now.
room.
And she did, and I hope
You
she
know
got
she
paid.
did.
Hope she got paid.
She
But we're
absolutely got paid.
speaking of women that get paid, okay?
Mm.
Forbes just recently dropped their annual richest women celebrities in America list.
Ooh.
Okay?
Ooh,
It's a
ooh.
lot going on, and we're talking about celebrities. We're not talking about the Waltons. We're not talking about the richest
Right.
women in the world. We're talking
Yeah.
about the richest celebrity women
I have a
in
question.
America.
Okay.
Were you guys surprised
Mhm.
to see like anybody on this list? Like who surprised you looking at this list?
I will
Judge
tell
Judy.
you.
Judge Judy surprised me.
Madonna
surprised with a
surprised
different way.
me. Madonna making more money than Beyonce was
But
like an
I'm gonna get
interesting
into
moment for
that
me.
because I think Beyonce is lying.
Ooh, you think she don't want to pay no taxes, Mandy?
You saw the text. You saw I sent y'all
Yeah.
the tax thing where she's fighting for her taxes
And she
right
like,
now.
no, report I make
Exactly. So do you
500
think
million.
Beyonce finna tear the world in Forbes what she
I'm
really
not finna
made?
pay $1
Nah.
billion worth of taxes.
She's not doing it. She's a smart. She does her taxes
For a
separately than
reason.
her
I do it
husband.
for a
She's
reason.
smart. For a reason.
And
But we're gonna
they-
get into the list.
Didn't they just
Okay.
buy?
Before.
Didn't Beyonce and Jay just buy that house cash?
$200 million in cash.
She said,
Cash.
I give
That don't
100,
sound like
you give
nobody
100.
that's only worth. They're saying she's only worth
Thank you.
$540 million.
And to be real, her man be snitching on her.
He do.
In his music, one B, another B, another B. That's $3 billion.
Yeah, she a billionaire.
He
Yeah.
only worth
Yeah.
$2.
Yeah.
So where
Yeah.
the other B
That's
coming
real.
from?
Ain't no way that Kylie Jenner making more money than Beyonce.
Thank
I
you.
have a very
That-
hard.
so
So
I
let's
don't-
get into the top
let's
5.
get
So
into the
we let's get into the list so our listeners know what we dealing with right now.
Well, we talk. Of course, at number 1 doesn't surprise anybody. We have Oprah,
Mogul,
Miss Oprah
baby.
Winfrey. She's worth $2.5 billion. Okay,
Yes.
no
Yes.
surprise there. Of course, we knew Rihanna at number
Come
2
on,
is a
Fenty.
billionaire.
That's
I
okay.
contribute to a lot of that.
Much
Yeah.
due to
I contribute
Fenty.
to a lot of
Me
her.
too.
I ain't gonna
All
hold
my
you.
lip glosses, all my
Baby,
bronzers,
my
like, I have so
pajamas,
much
like-
Fenty.
Yes.
My bras.
Hello,
like,
like,
yeah, I give it to her.
Everything.
None.
No surprise. Now, of
Uh,
course, I go back and forth
yeah.
about number 3, but we got Miss
Yeah.
Kim K.
You go back and
Okay.
forth, Mandy? I'm shocked.
I do.
You were a
I-
rider for
I,
Kim.
I think
so
she
I-
lied too, but I think it's the other
we
way.
could-
Like, I don't think she.
Yeah. No, I will have to say, I'm not gonna lie. Like, as much of a hater as I've kind of become of Kim in her personal life, the one thing I will never take from that girl is Skims. I will go down to the depths of the earth for some Skims. I love some. It's the best fabric.
Let me
the
tell
best
you,
fit,
I have some
the
people
best.
at my job that literally wear the whole line
Literally,
sneakers.
Skims is really like, it's not a gimmick. I have to give
Like,
him this. It is
Can
not
you
a
wear
gimmick.
something else?
I have never had a like. There's nothing. The underwear, the
Tank
slips,
tops.
the
She does have really good
shapewear.
I have a
quality.
question.
I mean,
Has
yeah.
anyone ever like
What's up?
compared her stuff to like Spanx?
Yeah, and it's
'Cause
way
al-
better than Spanx because I'm an
Because
avid Spanx girl.
allegedly,
I am an avid Spanx girl.
allegedly, it's all by the same
Better
manufacturers.
technology to me. It's not though. I looked into it. I have looked into it. I really have, because before Skims, my mama, let me tell you something about Ida. She believe in Spanx. She believe in slips. I've been wearing slips since I was
Only
2
one.
years old.
That's
You
real.
tell her, Mandy.
Okay.
She said, "Is that a line? Oh
Is
no,
that a panty line? No, we're gonna put some
no. We don't
slip.
do that out this house.
Right.
Slip it on up. Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
I've been a Spanx girl for so long, and the one thing I didn't like about Spanx was definitely the way it rolls up. Spanx really do roll up over time, and like in the washer it doesn't last. But I will, and it gets at a certain point you feel like, okay, I really got Spanx on. Like this is really tight on me. I will have to say and really advocate that Skims is just superior. Like the fabric is breathable, but it holds you in. It does not roll up. Like she got something going. I have to give her credit at this 1.2
maybe write
billion.
to Kim and get us an endorsement.
I
so
need
we
an
can try
endorsement, Kim.
this.
If you hear this, please send me some
So what
Skims.
happened
I
with her
want a
makeup? Is the
medium.
makeup done now? Is that a dub?
So she's done with the makeup.
Here's the problem: if all the sisters
It was
got a makeup
KKW.
line,
It was KKW Beauty though. She
That's
doesn't
like-
want the West anymore. You know, she changed
Yeah.
her name back,
Mhm.
so
That's
there
true.
is no more
Everybody can't have a makeup line.
KKW.
Mandy. Okay, let's talk about it.
And the makeup wasn't good. Let's be honest. The makeup wasn't good.
It
Her
was not.
makeup line was not good. So
So
it was smart.
Fenty came out and it
Yep.
crushed all of them. So it was
Exactly.
like, why? You know,
It was
except
no
for
point.
Kylie.
She was smart.
Kylie is still out here doing pretty good from like.
She's doing well. She sold it, so we're gonna get
Yeah,
into
she
Kylie.
did. That's
'cause-
why.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
is she
we're gonna
there?
get into Kylie. She sold it. That's why she's
oh wait,
up
no,
here.
you skipped Taylor. You skipped
No, I
Taylor
said we're gonna
Swift.
get into Kylie. So Taylor Swift, she's a.
I don't like her, y'all.
I'm a
I don't
Taylor
like
Swift
her.
hater. Yeah, I'm a Taylor Swift hater. I believe everything Kanye ever said.
I don't like that
I've always
girl.
been Team Kanye.
I'm in between, but my problem with her is that she's a good songwriter, and she always writes songs about her relationships.
I agree.
And what people have done to her. But
I
then
agree.
as soon as somebody writes a song about her, then it's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like that. And I also don't like when celebrities do not get their fans in check, because we all know that fan groups can get out of control online.
Yeah.
Quick.
Like attack family members, and you know.
I was about to say a
things.
name, but then I was like, I don't want them to listen and attack us, so let me shut up.
Exactly.
Man, them Swifties are crazy, and I just feel like it's a trope to me.
So is this all from touring and from? Is it
Yeah,
because she
so the
redid
Forbes
her
article.
her album and now she's
Yes.
getting all of her masters?
She's redoing all of her
It is.
albums, and
Yep.
so
Okay.
and then her tour right now.
God, them are crazy though.
It's like
The
beyond
highest selling
sold
tour.
out.
Yeah, it's like it's the highest sell. Like tickets for nosebleeds was like 700.
She's the one that
Like,
started all of this
Jesus.
foolishness.
She the one that started the mess before the Renaissance
Okay.
tour
Yeah, and-
dropped.
All right, Taylor, get your money, sis.
Yeah.
You do you. You be great. All right, y'all.
Okay,
All right.
okay. Next is Miss Kylie Jenner. She's worth $680 million. Now this is funny. This is funny because I don't know if y'all remember, like a year or two ago when she first sold Kylie Cosmetics to Coty Beauty, they put her on the cover because she was a quote unquote
billionaire.
The youngest billionaire.
And then they later found out
She
and had
was
to
not.
retract. She was in fact not a
Maybe
billionaire.
she's not even close.
When it's okay, but let's be
That's
honest.
close.
680 million, I'll take it.
Who
As a-
wouldn't?
Yeah,
but it's
but you
not a
lied.
billion.
Y'all fumbled. Y'all was.
He
Y'all
did
was.
lie. They lied. It was Kris
Take
Jenner.
the cover back.
It was Kris Jenner. And
Like-
it's crazy to me when I think about Kylie Jenner, because when I tell y'all we are
same
literally
age.
like a week and a
Yeah,
half
y'all
apart.
are.
Mm-hmm.
Like her birthday is like a week and a half. And I just can't imagine being an almost billionaire at my age.
But you want to know what I keep hating, that people keep saying how she's a self-proclaimed
She's self-made.
She's
billionaire.
not.
You were
She
married.
came from millions.
Your daddy was famous.
Man,
Your
Bruce Jenner,
your
what?
daddy was famous.
Come on.
Right? No, she's a Jenner. Your daddy was
She a
famous.
Jenner, yeah.
You know, Chris at that time was already at the height of being
Poppin'.
a momager.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all already was living in Calabasas, which is one of the richest
Yeah,
areas
her sister
Yep.
already laid the
of
groundwork.
California.
Yep.
Sis, you were privileged into being able. I would be shocked.
I
Actually,
guess.
I'm more appalled at Rob for not being
Oh, we're
for
not gonna
not
talk
being
about
at this
Rob. Oh
status,
man, that makes me sad
because
every time I
you
think
have
about
Love
it.
Rob.
entitlement
Yes,
and you
same.
have all these things and channels at
I
your
guess when they
fingertips.
say self-made, there was no quote unquote gifts of money to start
Cause
her
she already
business. She just
had
did it
it.
on
What
her
did she?
own.
She
Judy
already
actually
had
did
Exactly.
beat
it.
I
that.
get it.
Hell
I
yeah.
get it.
Trust
I
She had
me.
the
truly get it.
connections
I
that she
truly
needed to do
What?
whatever she needs to do.
I understand. I truly get it, but that's their definition of self-made. Just like Trump say he got a small loan of $1
From his
million
daddy.
from his dad.
She said,
You
"Hey,
know,
man, please."
Okay.
that's
All
what
right,
Kylie
Kylie. All
said.
right, Kylie.
That's why I can't do that.
You
Number
do
6
you.
is Miss Madonna. I don't really have much to say about
We
Madonna.
have nothing. We have
We have
nothing.
nothing.
I have what did Whitney say? Jasmine? We have
Yeah,
nothing.
I have
nothing. We have nothing. I
nothing.
have nothing for Madonna. She's
Okay,
worth $580 million.
We have nothing
Great.
to say about Madonna. Let's keep moving.
We have Miss Beyonce at number 7. We already
And we
gave
know
our
that's
thought.
lies. I
It's
feel
a
like
lie.
that's lies.
$540 million.
Beyonce said, what y'all
Beyonce,
not
you're
gonna do is
smart.
get me caught up with the IRS. Is what
You're
y'all not
smart,
finna
baby.
do.
And you're not
Lowball
a
that,
clout chaser,
okay?
baby, that wants to proclaim something that you're not. But
Come on.
you're doing the opposite, and we see you.
We see
you.
the
see
game,
each
Beyonce.
other.
We're here. We see each
Right.
other. The real estate portfolio alone, you just bought a 200 anyway.
I don't think anybody else really is worth mentioning, so I think we can kinda
we're
jump.
Yeah, we
No,
good.
I do want to talk about one.
Kinda.
I want to talk about one.
Who? What
At
number?
number 11, I don't know if people know this, but
Oh,
Reese
let's get
Witherspoon
Reese.
Yes.
at 440 million. I want to talk about this because I just
Legally
recently did a
Blonde.
I just did a deep dive into what's going on with her and
Don't she
why
have her
she's
own
making so
production
much
company?
money.
Yeah.
Yes, I want
Mhm.
to talk about it.
And
Okay.
didn't
So-
she just buy the home edit too?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, she
Yeah.
bought.
Yeah, she bought it.
She is one of my
What?
favorite business owner, like women to exist.
Women
I did a deep
empowerment.
dive.
Yes.
And the thing that I love about her, so I don't know if you guys know, but she's almost did like a Oprah-ish type of thing to where she started a book club called Reese's Book
Mhm.
Club, to where she recommends to, when I say she has like I think like 5 million subscribers on this book club, okay? Books to read, right? They go and read the book. You know what she does? She gets the rights to make it into a movie or a show. Okay, so she literally has about 5 or 6 shows on television right now. She has movies in development right now based on these books, and she's just making it like it's literally like a what's it called, a focus group that is literally like already bought in. If you tell me to read this book, I fall in love, and then you tell me you're gonna make a movie or a show about
She
it,
get me every
gonna
time.
support.
Big Little Lies.
Yes, the
Sharp-
morning show.
sharp
it
eye
ends
checks.
with us. Like she
Mhm.
gotta want Daisy. You need to watch this show on Apple TV. Me and Ramad just watched it. It's based off one of her books. It's called The Last Thing He Told Me, and it's Jennifer Gardner in it. You
Okay.
need to watch it.
Okay.
You
All right,
need to watch it.
all right,
But
cousins. Get into it. Let us know what y'all think
Please.
about this list.
please look into this
who
stuff.
y'all agree with, who y'all don't agree with. Hit us up
Yeah.
on social media. We want to hear from
Please.
y'all.
So we're moving into the juicy.
All right, it's time, y'all. It's time for the highlight of
reunion
this
time.
podcast.
It's a reunion recap.
Reunion.
Woo, woo, woo,
It's a
woo,
family
woo.
reunion. Is that what we doing?
It's a family
Yes.
reunion. It's a
Okay.
family reunion.
It's a family reunion. 2 major reunions
Yes.
happened this week, and we have to break them down.
Have
So,
to.
let's go.
So if you was listening last week, we kind of delved into a little bit of Real Housewives of New Jersey and the family feud that this show has just morphed into. Basically, it's literally the family feud show of the Real Housewives. Honestly, it's not even about them being wives anymore. Okay. What was it? Episode 1, was it? Yeah, it was episode 1 of the reunion. It started, and I just have to say, like, pins and needles the whole time.
Like,
me.
it was so good and just so nerve-wracking at the
Pins and
same
needles.
time. So nerve-wracking.
Oh,
Listen, that Teresa Giudice.
I can't.
What's her new name? Teresa
Ruless. And you know what's
Ruless.
crazy? I wanted to talk
Ruless?
about this. You know what? She has not changed her name. She's
We
still
not-
keeping Joe's last name.
Well, that's where the money is. That's like
okay.
Tina. She like Tina.
Uh-huh.
People know her as Giudice.
She keeping that last name, Judice.
It.
She's not getting
Right.
rid of it. That's
But let's
another
from the
topic.
very start of the show, the antics for me was
Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
like, oh, Andy, oh, feel this.
Feel my
this.
heart.
Oh,
Feel my heart.
feel my heart.
Girl.
Feel
I
my
would
heart.
have Andy
What
would
are
be
we
going through
doing?
Andy's head like, girl, come on.
Well, you know what?
He
And
loves
it's
Teresa.
he loves Teresa, but at the same time, his bias is showing. I feel like he's on Melissa's side this
He
reunion.
is, because he's tired of
The
the antics
faces,
too.
the comments that he's making, like
He tired
it's
too.
he's tired. And I will have to say, one of the shocking moments to me, and it was in the preview, is when Teresa says to Melissa, like, I'm so glad this is the last time I will ever see you. And she said, oh, where you going? She said, I'm not going, you're
The nerve
going.
of you.
The
My
nerve.
question, do you think Teresa either knows they're not going to renew Melissa, or is this her trying to assert herself to
I
be the
think it's
big
her
dog
trying
here?
to
Trying to
assert
assert herself.
Yeah, for
herself.
sure.
She
Mhm.
knows that there's a huge fan base for Melissa and she hates it. I think that this is her way of saying the show has been about me. Like, she literally said, she was like, I gave everything. The show has been about me. This
Mhm.
show, like, and I think it took I think Carlos says this all the time. Again, shout out to Carlos King. As soon as you start feeling yourself and start saying that you are the star of any show, that's
Mhm.
usually your writing on the
It's the
wall.
Nene. It's
Yep.
the
Not
Nene
saying
Yeah.
that
effect.
is going to
It's the Nene
happen
effect.
Mariah
to
Huck.
Teresa,
Yeah.
but when you start thinking you're bigger than a show,
Yep.
Mhm.
that's when they're going to show you. Now,
But you know what? I will say, to her defense, they literally stopped the show when she went to jail. So
Yep.
to her, how can you not, like, they didn't recast, they didn't start filming again. They went on an almost 2-year hiatus.
I have a theory, Mandy. You want to hear my theory?
What is it?
This is around the same time where the Manzos had also said they didn't want to do the show anymore.
True.
That's
So
true.
they really didn't know what direction. So everyone
True,
keeps saying,
Marla.
"Oh, the show couldn't go on
Wow.
without Teresa."
'Cause it
No,
really was about the Manzos.
it
It
That
really
really
whole
was.
started off
family.
about the
Yeah, she was just an
Manzos.
extra.
It was about the
Yes.
Manzos. She
was
was
an
an extra. Wow.
Yes, she was an
Revisionist
extra.
history.
And so you have
Wow.
to remember, by the time she went to jail, that's
That's when
when
it
our
changed.
girl was
Yep.
like, I'm done. Because she's like, she's
Mhm.
over here accusing me of saying that
I put
I'm
her
the
in prison.
reason why she went to jail. And she's like,
Not
you
your
know what?
husband that's been frauding, but
This
it's
show
me.
is,
Right.
she said, I can take or leave this show. Right. Like,
Yeah.
and so we started to see that big family shift out. She started beefing with a lot of the Manzos. She started beefing
Yeah.
with our girl who she's trying to be
Jacqueline.
friends with now,
Now.
Jacqueline.
Mhm.
Like, the reason why I think that show took a pause was not because Teresa went to jail. They were
Mm.
trying to figure out, if you notice, when they did bring it back, they had almost
new
a whole new
crew, yeah.
cast. Because they
True.
had
They
to
did.
figure out, where's the show going to go without the
That was the
Manzos.
worst season too.
So
Wasn't that
everyone
like
needs
the
to quit
Siggy season?
saying,
No, that was the twins.
the twins.
Oh, I
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
everyone needs to quit saying, "Oh, Bravo paused the show because of Teresa."
That's true.
No, Bravo paused the show because the Manzos, Dina, all of them were like, "We're good."
But you know what's interesting that you say that now, that I'm really thinking about? And like Melissa said on this reunion, she was like, honestly, if we wouldn't have come on the show, you
would
wouldn't have
have no
had a
storyline.
storyline.
Not
Her
at all.
storyline was how mad she was about
Wow.
her family. That's
Wow.
literally was her 10 years of running.
Yep.
Yep.
What would
You
she
just
have been
opened my
talking
mind.
about?
Nothing.
Which is crazy because on the flip side, Carlos says that Melissa and Joe don't have a storyline.
And it's crazy.
And
Their
I'm like,
storylines are each other.
they're in the
They are
same
each other.
That's the whole point.
It is
Teresa
the whole
has
point.
no other and like, I'm tired of her like acting like her going to jail is like something to celebrate that you did on the show.
Exactly.
Right.
Shift.
Right. Oh
Like-
my God, I went to jail on the show. I
And
lost
Melissa
everything.
was
I
like,
lost
"Oh,
my
great.
parents on this show."
You went to
And she's
jail.
like, okay, we're gonna praise that. And while you
We're
went to
gonna be
jail,
happy.
we stepped in and made sure that your family was okay, that your husband, who was raising nothing but daughters, had a support system,
Yeah.
and made
Mhm.
sure that they were taken care of, because these were the pivotal years of them being
Yeah.
a female teenager. We know what that looks like, right?
Yeah.
I do believe Melissa. My issue with Teresa is, I'm not saying that Melissa and Joe are 100% innocent,
And they're
but
not.
the whole
yeah.
reason why they came on this show from day one was because they wanted a relationship with her.
True.
And it just seems to be the one thing that she will not
Don't
give them
want.
because she doesn't want to take accountability for
And she doesn't want to share
anything that
she don't want to
she's
share the
done.
spotlight
Don't
either.
want to
She
share
don't
the
want to share. Yeah.
spotlight. And poor Joe is just kind of like, this is my only sister. She still don't want me to be with my wife, who we've been rocking together for how long now? Him and Melissa
Yeah.
been together for almost, what, 20 years?
25 years.
Girl,
or
let
something
it
crazy.
die. She's
Yeah.
not going anywhere, and you should
He's
want
not.
him to be with someone in a long-standing marriage. These antics about her saying, "Oh, I didn't have to invite her family. What have they done for me lately?" And then they call her in that lie. Well, let's talk
That's
about
the next
it.
topic.
Yeah.
It's so many
Lies,
lies she got caught.
lies.
Lies.
Yes.
The first lie was, oh, they never hung out with me, never invited me to dinner. Melissa had 30 pictures of her
Receipts.
going. And then she
Exactly.
said, oh, well, they must not have invited me. I must have invited myself.
And she was
Girl.
like, actually, no. We set you up, tried to set you up with the person
With the
that was
guy.
sitting next
Like,
to you.
let's
And
talk
Andy
about
just
it.
sitting here looking at her like,
You're crazy.
what?
You're crazy.
What? Teresa, like,
Teresa is never going to do anything or say anything that's going to make Joe and Melissa look good.
Ever.
Ever. Even if she's caught in a lie, she's going to go down
She gonna keep
with the lie.
lying. Mm-hmm.
it was just, it's so sad, guys, because, and we'll keep talking about this as the reunion goes on. Clearly, this reunion is going to be all, once again, about Teresa and Melissa.
I can't, y'all.
Where is the show going to go? What
You
are
over
they
it,
going to
Jess?
do?
I'm kind of over it. I do. I need them to.
Something
I need
needs
them
to
to get
be
rid of
done.
it. Yeah.
Because like we said, at this point, there is no more moving forward.
Yeah.
Like, they both pretty much have said at the beginning they want to be done with each other and be at peace.
Yeah.
Me too.
Can we also?
The problem is they both want to be done with each other and be at peace and still be on the show.
It's
That's
like
the
y'all,
problem.
That
and
is
it
the
can't happen,
problem.
and that's been the problem.
It cannot.
It
That's been
can't.
the
And
problem.
It cannot happen.
Andy said that they put a pause on filming for right now to let
Yeah, 'cause they
everybody
have to
cool
decide.
off. No
Mhm.
contracts have been given out yet because they're trying to see
It
how
gotta be.
it
It's one or the other.
goes.
I
Take
still
them
think,
off.
and from the last episode where I said that the thing is to just let. Well, I don't know now, because after this reunion, it looks like everybody's going to have a problem with Louis, even outside of Joe and Melissa. So I kind of want to see this unfold a little bit, because you got people on the other side of the couch like, I'm
Yeah.
ready to jump him, and it
Yeah.
ain't just Joe and Melissa. So I'm like,
It's not.
oh, is this going to
It's
be a
that whole
storyline?
couch.
It's a
that
Well,
whole
couch.
he has
situation on
also
that
been caught up
side.
in lies because when they were on Watch What
So
Happens
many.
Live, they talked about him with the private eye, and
Bandito.
Teresa's like, "Oh no, that wasn't true," whatever.
And he
But they're like,
backtracked.
but you said it though.
On
And
the
that,
reunion.
and Andy was like, that was one of the big contention points
Topics.
on the
Uh-huh.
reunion. So
Again,
do you or do you not?
he's a liar, y'all. I think Teresa got herself a problem.
He's a
because
fan.
He is a
He is a
fan,
fan.
and he wanted to be on
He
this
is a
show, and he
fan.
played
That
like he didn't know
man
nothing.
hunted that girl
And he
down.
gonna take her for everything that she got, because
And
I don't think
literally,
he is who
like
he say
Melissa
he is.
said, Joe had called her while they were filming Ultimate Girls Trip and said Louis was trying to get him to fly in and bombard the Ultimate Girls Trip.
Mhm.
Thirsty.
Because he wanted to be on the show, and this was
Exactly.
after Teresa said he never wanted to be on the show. So,
And
she was like, Joe was the reason why he brought. I didn't want him on here. Joe brought him, and Melissa is
asked
stating
Joe.
facts. So all I'm gonna say throughout the rest
After
of this
fact.
reunion, I'm looking to Melissa for the facts, because she's
Yes.
coming with receipts. And
Yeah.
I cannot wait. It's like she's already been like holding this for
She's
the
sick
last
of it.
10
She's
years.
sick of it. She
And she's
said
like,
it.
I've been holding.
Mhm.
And now, like, I'm sick of it.
She's trying to be the good wife that keeps her man happy, okay? And she sees all the mess her man's sisters cause, and she like, you know what? I'm done. My man's finally done, so I can finally be
What
back.
do you
And she's
think?
done.
Let me tell y'all, the way that the anger rose up in me when Teresa was like, and look at what my family did to me,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Louis'
Yes.
family. And like Melissa asked her, what did we do to you? You're the
Nothing.
one that tried to wreck my marriage and say I was a cheater.
Cheating
So how did
again.
we do
Again.
anything to you? And she was like, oh, I'm not dealing with this. Like, very
She a
deflective.
clown.
Yeah.
I'm like, back again, what did Melissa and Joe do to you?
We'll
What
never know.
did
Give me
they
one
do?
example.
What did they
of
do?
what they did
We
to
would
you.
never know.
One thing. What did they do?
Girl came on.
But except for
Came
not
on
show
the
up to your
show.
wedding.
That's what they did.
That's and
that's
like
it.
Andy
That's
said, that is the number. That's the problem. Like Andy said, we're not gonna keep rehashing how they got on this show. He said they were interesting. They had a tie to you. We
She
put
was
them on
cute.
the show.
Melissa was
Period.
adorable, and we put them on the show.
She was a real housewife, and is still the only real housewife really on this show.
All right, y'all, we got to move on to this next portion that also was a very like what? I need to talk about Dolores because
Oh my God.
how did we find out that
he's still
this
married?
whole time this man is still married?
For
And
14 years.
he's just been separated for just 14 years.
14 years.
We over here talking about rings and him proposing.
Mhm.
And then we find out on the reunion that he's never been divorced.
Girl, he just
Mhm.
buying rings.
And I don't think, and like she said, I don't even think he bought a ring. And that's my thing. I wish I would be sitting at a dinner.
That's
okay?
embarrassing.
And my man say, I got a ring already. It's not on my finger.
Right.
That's embarrassing.
She
What are
probably
we
was looking
saying?
like, oh, he got a ring. But she probably also knew the real, like, well, are you going to divorce her tomorrow? Because you can't be engaged to me and still be
Yeah.
That's
married.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
What is happening with these
But
scenarios?
He a good man,
But
Savannah.
I think that the problem is all of the
He's a
juicy
good man.
scenarios that the show should be about are getting swept under the rug because of this
Exactly.
family feud.
Agreed.
Because even like the Rachel and Danielle fight, this is my question. Is repeating what somebody told you about your friend stirring the pot?
No.
No.
Because here's the thing. I'd be mad if you was in that situation and you heard the
Mhm.
crazy.
Yep,
And you didn't
say
tell
And then
nothing.
someone later bombards me with the crazy,
Yep.
and I'm looking.
Or you see it on television.
Yeah, and you like,
Mhm.
oh, you knew, but you didn't
That's worse.
tell
That's
me.
worse.
Like, you're supposed to help
Yep.
me by giving me this information, so then I
Yeah.
can go talk to whoever I need to talk to and get it squared
Yep.
out. I don't think she was stirring the pot at all. I think at that
Mhm.
time she had made her alliances and knew
Yeah.
who she wanted to be her real friend and felt like she needed
Mhm.
to take it back. I think it was blown way out of
It
proportion
was
in this
and
entire
kept getting talked
season.
about.
It was not worth all the energy that
Mhm.
it was given this season. It was almost like they were trying to both make their stamps with this scenario,
New
and it just
Housewives.
didn't even make
Mhm.
sense. So I'm kind of side-eyeing both of them in this situation. Like,
Same.
are y'all real or are y'all just like putting on for TV? So I
Mhm.
think more to come with them too.
And
don't know.
I think that brings it to the bigger topic about Real Housewives and alliances. It's
Yes.
like clearly, because like even with Melissa, she was like, Danielle, I liked you. I was hanging with you, and and I feel like you chose us. Like, why do housewives feel like it has to be a team
Because
thing?
they
This
feel like
couch
that's gonna
versus
keep them
this
on the
couch.
show. If I band with this
Yeah.
person who's
Girls.
already the it girl of the show,
Yeah,
chances
Yeah.
are I
Mhm.
can stay on the show.
they want to be the
That's
Robins.
it.
They want to be the
Well,
Robins.
You see how
They
Robin
wanna
Look
been
at
be Robin.
surviving.
Jennifer.
Robin been surviving.
And Jennifer's so far up Teresa, but it's just
Right,
ridiculous.
Girl.
She is
Robin
my
been
least
surviving.
favorite.
Jennifer is and I don't like women that blame. Like, I'm so sick of the whole cheating allegation rumor, and you blaming the person that said it out loud for
Yes,
ruining your
but not the
family
man.
But not
instead
your
of the
husband.
man
Yes.
that ruined your family.
Y'all,
Like, on
y'all
the
know it's
season finale,
Because
deflecting.
it's,
Y'all
I don't
know
owe
it's
you nothing. She
deflecting.
don't owe
no,
you
but
nothing.
this lady is unhinged. This lady is unhinged. I don't know if y'all remember, but on the season finale, when they got into it, Jennifer ran out saying she threw herself at my
Well,
husband.
your husband was out there to be thrown at.
Who
I
threw
mean,
your? Oh yeah,
The
she did.
mistress.
She was, yeah. It's like no accountability. It's
None.
not. It's like Bill knew what he was doing. He barely right now would have spent any time with you. He out
He
there.
don't spend time with you.
He
He's in
out there in the pool house
and you upstairs
and dealing
smoking
with
weed.
y'all 50, 11 kids. He out there in the pool. He don't want to spend no time with you. He tired of you nagging him when he get home. So
Yeah.
that still ain't creating a good scenario
It is
for you
Yeah.
then to talk about this cheating situation.
honestly, you shouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised. Truth be told,
I wouldn't be
yeah. If you not
surprised
spending no time with him, he out there. You don't know what he doing out there.
It
at
ain't the
all.
women, baby. It's
It's him.
him. Because
Yes.
clearly, if he's saying I'm good,
But that's
and
my
even like when she
problem.
be going off the handle, he don't even
And
try
she
to
is-
will her in. He just be looking at her like, "Look, I'm
And
gonna
she
go get me
rehearses her
something.
reads. Like, she rehearses them. Like, old lady energy. Like,
Yeah,
what are like?
she's annoying. But
And that's the
she's going to
problem with
stay
the
on the
show, though.
show
Yeah,
because
she is.
Teresa
She's
ain't got no
mhm.
friends.
Nope.
And
Yeah.
it's not gonna make sense for them to leave her on the show without not
Yeah.
one person that wants to be around her, which is why I still think both of them need to go. To Jasmine's
Yeah.
point,
Let him
I
go.
think both need to go because
It's still gonna, because
It's-
even if one leaves, they're still gonna talk about the other person for
They
that whole
are.
season.
They are.
Yep.
It's still going to be made about, I haven't talked to my brother. Now, I don't think Melissa would do that.
No,
I
she
think
wouldn't.
Melissa would shift
I
and
think
move,
yeah.
but
Because
Teresa
but
ain't got
Melissa's
nothing else to
actually
talk
friends
about.
with the people. She's actually friends with everyone.
I know.
And to me, what's weird is the Dolores situation. Like, Dolores is such a weird player in this game to me.
Oh, she's
because
neutral. She's Switzerland.
No, like, let me be real. She's not really neutral. She's
No.
still like, when I say like ride or die best friends with Caroline Manzo.
What?
That's
Yeah.
her real life.
They did
right
like a
So
show
now.
or something on Bravo.
how was she and Teresa's wedding?
So what happened was Dolores was actually supposed to be cast season 1. She has, like, when they show those old interviews from season 1, she knew Teresa, of course, Jacqueline. She knew Caroline, but I think like Frank at the time didn't want to be on the show or something like that. And so she didn't do the show. So then they finally got her on the show. So she has ties to the whole cast. But it's weird to me
Bring
how
them back. I want the Manzos back.
I want Caroline
I want
back.
the mob. I want
Bring
the mob
back
family
Rosie.
feel back. Is missing.
I love Rosie. Bring her back.
Rosie was the best. Okay, when it was really about the family, is what really, when the show to me was like
good family
best.
Yeah.
I loved the Manzos. I loved the
Even
you
though
know
they
the wife.
allegedly
I was just on that mob energy around that.
That mob energy.
Strong.
I'm sorry. After I watched so many mob
nobody
shows,
goes against the family.
Strong.
the brownstone is a front.
I said this.
It
Don't
is.
you stop it,
The
Mandy.
first-
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I said the same thing the first time I watched it. I'm like, oh no, this place, y'all, come on now.
Think about this, y'all. Every mob show you watch, they have a bar.
Well,
they
y'all
have
leave
a
these folks alone.
restaurant.
They got
an event space.
we
Even Ghost had Truth.
Right. That's true, man.
Lord. Well, you know what? They made good money there. That we saw wonderful events in that.
And they still making money. They giving people allegedly discounted weddings for allegedly handling some things for them.
Okay,
Allegedly.
bye, Mandy. Okay, alleged. Okay, so I think at this point, safe to say, we're anticipating next week. I want to see more on Louis. I am waiting for Louis to address this cast. I think what's going to happen is going to be so explosive because we also saw that he brought his own security, saying that they were receiving death threats.
Who paid for that security?
Like, what?
Him.
Teresa.
Like, what? So
and you want to know another red flag that I don't know that y'all know? You know, the business that he in is the same business that Jen Shaw was in. Right?
Okay. All right, everybody. All right, everybody. We're gonna.
He does marketing leads, lead generation. Just want to put that out there.
What you're saying?
So
is
you're saying
she's going back to jail?
She's gonna be yes, potentially,
allegedly.
And she gonna do more time.
Maybe
she already a convicted felon.
Way more.
Right.
Yes. And I hate it
kids
for
grown
her. I
now.
really do. But I will say,
y'all stop. Okay, listen. I'm going bad.
It's bad, Marla. It is
bad.
Y'all
went straight to the gutter on that.
But it's the truth.
Do I think he's tricky?
You can look it up.
Yes. I hope that usually what's really is so interesting to me about these shows. People know they be doing the craziest
Why the heck are you on here?
and they go on live TV. Knowing that someone is going to discover it. And like they're going to get found out and caught. Look at Erica Jane, to your point, Jen Shaw. I mean, Teresa found out about her own husband the hardest way possible.
I knew it was a scam going on. I knew. Marla, do you not remember the early seasons? That she was paying for everything in cash. Do you not remember?
Marla.
Yeah, I do. She was
on the show.
But listen,
with wads of cash.
But that don't mean she was asking questions about where it was coming from.
But you know what I will say?
You got some wives. She was truly a housewife.
Ignorance. It's willful ignorance. I think they know what their men are doing, but they want to, in their head, say, I don't see it. Nope. I don't see it. I'm just going to sign this dotted line. Why are you signing mortgages? And you don't have anyway. Okay. I'm gonna let that go.
All right,
we're
gonna roll on to the next.
I think that Jersey needs to let go of this brother sister situation, and I don't want to see it with Danielle. Do not bring Danielle brother and his wife on the show next season.
Definitely.
I don't want to see it again.
but
We're done.
3 years of them not talking about an
We're
Instagram
done.
post is not something I want to see on TV. I
We're
don't
done.
really care.
And I don't
Teresa's
believe
the
her.
last like
I don't either.
OG like housewife, like the Nene, all of that,
She
right?
is. Her and Kyle are
Okay.
it.
No, remember we don't forget Candy.
Well, I mean, like from the first season.
She
like
was-
She wasn't
Oh,
first
from the
season, she was
first
second
season.
she's like the
The only
last.
one left is her and Kyle.
Okay, just her and Kyle left.
And well, some of the Real Housewives of Miami, but does that count because they got
Yeah, no.
canceled? No.
Oh, well, and
Yeah, they
Potomac.
weren't on every year.
We still
Oh,
got like,
Potomac,
Potomac
yeah.
is
So
still
Potomac, you
new.
got season 1, you got
But
Giselle.
But that's like a new.
Ashley,
But that's like a
new.
newer. I'm talking
That's
for like from the
new.
original, like
Like
the inception
original
of Housewives.
Yeah.
When that Nene was that
That's
girl.
true. It's just her and
it's her and
Kyle. Yeah, it's just
Okay.
her and Kyle left.
Jesus.
Mhm.
Okay, get her off.
All right.
It's
So
enough.
we're gonna move on and
Move
hope
on.
that they get rid of that and make that something different. Because at this point, I will sign a petition to reboot everybody because I'm sick of these.
I
ladies.
agree.
Okay.
I say they can keep Dolores.
Girl,
I
what does
think
Dolores give you?
she gives me.
she
you
give me
always
Frank. She
need.
give me Frank Senior.
That's true. That's the
She-
problem right there. When your
she
ex-husband. Anyway, we're gonna move along. We're gonna move along.
All right.
We're
let's
gonna
move
move
on.
along,
Let's
guys.
move on.
So the next crazy recap that we have is Vanderpump episode
VPP,
2.
VPR. Yes.
VPR.
Y'all, we need some time.
Yeah.
We
Sorry, y'all.
need
This one might be a little
time
long. We got some stuff to talk about today.
unpack Vanderpump Rules because that reunion.
Wore me out. It wore me out.
This was episode 2
Two.
Mhm.
of the reunion, and it did not disappoint.
Not at all.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I mean, let's talk about y'all. First thing we see is a trailer.
Oh, Jesus. I'm
and
so sick of this
we
trailer.
we still got Raquel keeping her distance.
Rachel.
Rachel.
Yeah, Rachel keeping her distance because of this little restraining order. And does anybody else besides me think that? All right, I'm gonna say it. I just gotta say it. She gives me Dexter vibes.
Yes, she is a
I'm hear me out. Hear me out.
Marla.
I see no emotion and
At
blank
all.
stares.
I think she's dumb.
No, y'all. No. I really
You
do
think she's a smart
I really
dumb?
think she knows how to play, but at the same time,
Like Paris Hilton.
you should. It's like she has no remorse. She has no emotion.
She doesn't.
Sociopath.
Most people
Everyone.
who would be in her situation right now, there'd
Would
be
be crying.
tears.
Mhm.
They'd be like, "I can't believe I did this to this person." She's sitting there looking at the
But
screen
you know
like,
what? I have to respect that.
this
I ain't
is
gonna
If you
trust
did
her.
all of that,
Let
you
me-
meant that
Let
thing.
me sit here. You know what, Marla? Let me be devil's
Yeah.
advocate here.
This is-
Let me
and she
actually
was
say
just like,
this.
oh,
No,
I
but
guess
let's
that
think
is the
about this.
point. She's over here
Yeah.
telling them, I guess that's the point. Maybe I owe her a letter too. You're right. What?
But Marla, I'm gonna be devil advocate here. If I love this man, quote unquote,
She don't love that man. She just want to be on the show.
listen.
She don't love that man.
Listen.
She
Let
want to
me
be.
talk.
She want to be number one girl.
She want to be the number one girl.
She don't love that man.
If this girl, quote unquote, love this man and what she doing, she's liking, why she gonna get on there and cry? She didn't care about that girl feelings when she did it in the beginning. So why am I gonna fake cry? I'm gonna be Alicia Keys. I'm gonna just stand 10 toes down
Even
and say,
if
well,
you don't give me any emotion, her verbiage is just lacking.
I'm gonna pull a Nene. I'm so nasty and so rude. Like, I'm gonna be the villain. If we're gonna go villain, let's go
But you're
villain.
saying more than she is, Mandy. What I'm trying to
She don't need to say nothing. She with the man.
She is literally like this, like a little kid,
Mhm.
watching all of this emotion and these friends who
Mhm.
you literally broke the
She don't
whole.
care. She got her man.
You broke the whole circle,
It don't
Mhm.
matter.
and you're
to
just
her.
like this.
It doesn't
on the
matter to her,
screen.
Marla. That's what you're not getting. It doesn't
What?
matter.
I don't care.
So I'm actually kind of with Mandy on this because
Yeah, if I
you're-
did
you're
it, I'm not gonna
sorry.
cry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
I did what I
sorry.
did.
You're
Yeah.
not sorry. Tom is
Yeah,
not sorry.
I'm still
10
with
toes
him
down.
right now. I'm not sorry.
You're not sorry.
I
Because
took your man.
You knew what you was doing.
I
You
take
knew the
your
whole
man.
time that they was together.
I'm sorry.
Like, I don't want no apology if you don't mean it.
I don't want no apology
I don't
from
want the
no
tears
side
if
chick
you
that's
don't mean
still
it.
with my
That's
man.
real.
And
What's
then
the apology
also,
gonna do?
From her and Tom's perspective, Tom has all these tears and he loves
Mhm.
Ariana, but
Can we stop? Okay, Shay, you just nailed something. Can we give a shout out to James? because the way that James
No,
being, hold on, let me
I
just
feel
say this. Let me
opposite.
finish. Let me
Oh
finish.
Lord Jesus. Okay.
The way that I cackled, when you could feel that Tom was getting ready to start crying and blubbering, and James was like, you stop it, we not going. It killed the whole mood. Tom had to get it together. I
But
was
see,
like,
I have an unpopular opinion there too.
I fell out.
I
I was
have
like,
a
dang,
my
James. He's
no.
like, don't you come over here and cry. Like,
No.
dang.
I don't like it. I will say, to a certain extent, yes, that man cheated. Oh my God, it's the worst thing in the world. He cheated with the best friend. But I don't like the scapegoatness that they're literally using situations that have nothing to do with him cheating and blaming it on him. James getting up every 3 seconds and running out and cussing, and
He's giving a
Andy
good
like, sit
performance.
down. Like, it's comedy, but it's also like,
But it's
these people are
James.
children.
It's James.
These kids, these are
children.
children, dog.
These are 35-year-old, 40-year-old
Children.
children.
Right.
Like, I can't. I'm over it. I'm personally over, like I said, the scapegoatness of everything. It's like, we're talking about James being belligerently drunk at a place of work to where he's getting kicked out of his own jobs. And then y'all say, well, both of the Toms get drunk and they cheat on women when they get drunk. But they handle their business. Let's get real here.
Dude, you
That's
have to
true.
go to Alcoholic Anonymous.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's the
And they
scapegoatness
literally,
for me.
Lisa Vanderpump had to literally say, if you drink at any
You
of my
can't
restaurants,
DJ
you're
no
fired.
more. Yeah.
That's how
But
bad your
you're
drinking
using
was.
situations like this and saying, oh, well, he gets drunk and he has sex with people. What they got to do with what I'm doing on the stage, boy? I'm doing my
Right.
job. I'm not getting kicked out. I'm not losing my job over my alleged affair. You know what I'm
Right.
So
saying?
you
Like,
feel like there's still a lack of accountability from the rest of the
yes.
cast.
Yes.
And they're
Yes.
making it more about, yes,
To
we
get
know
off
it's
scot-free.
wrong that it was the best
Mhm.
friend, but all of y'all.
All of y'all.
The whole
And it's
cast
not even that.
trash.
Like,
All
we're
of
not
y'all.
gonna
Yeah.
get into the Katie and Sheena. We're not gonna get into
Yeah.
Lala and James have like messing around with each other while
Yeah.
they were both. We're not gonna get into none of that because they're scapegoating everything. Like,
Mhm.
I really want to know why Katie hates Sheena so much.
I do too, because I never understood that. But
I
I don't
want to
think
know.
I don't think Katie likes anybody personally.
She don't like. She's so miserable. That's a miserable. Like, when I look at her, I'm like, man,
She don't want nobody else to be
she needs some
happy.
Jesus.
No.
I
Because
need
she
her to go find
Dang,
Jesus.
Mandy.
Dad,
Mandy said
right.
you need to
She
find the
needs some joy.
Lord
She need to
to
find
get some
joy.
joy in your
Get some
life.
joy. She need Jesus.
Because it's just
Nothing's
life for
giving her
you. It's just
joy.
really
It's
Mandy.
rough.
She got to sit at home and play with Legos. I think she should be just fine.
No,
And out
she
of
needs
this
to go find
arrangement, she's getting
Jesus.
ready to open up a new business.
They
You
made
know,
It's gonna go
200
crazy.
grand off of their merch.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like she gonna be all right.
He's
I'm
an
not a fan of
opportunity for
Katie,
sure.
but
I've never been a fan. But I just feel like I said, like with these shows, I feel like now it's at a place where one central storyline, like what happened to shows that bounce from this to this to this to this to
yeah.
where the reunion is so explosive that we have 30 different segments with 30 different people getting into it because
Well,
there's
see,
so much
right.
happening.
I think
Loving
though
hip hop.
with
Right.
that's
Ooh,
real.
Early Real Housewives
we
of
could talk
Atlanta.
about that, man, because I've been watching the reverse.
I miss Nene versus everybody. I
I do
miss
miss
it.
that.
I miss it.
Nene did always have something with everybody on that. But
And
can
I
I
miss
say she's one of my favorite
She's the greatest
housewives.
reality star of all time to me. But we're gonna
Yes.
we're gonna save that
Yes.
topic for another
Yeah,
Love
episode.
I'm like,
But
New
Nene.
York?
And it's missing because Atlanta is still snoozing me, but we'll talk
Yeah.
about
It
that
is.
as
That
well.
just
It's,
But I
it's
just
really
feel like they're
boring.
missing this Scandival thing. I think it's a ratings thing. Of course, it's a money play.
Yeah.
They're getting
Mhm.
advertisements like never
Yeah,
before.
for
4
sure.
million people, 5 million people are watching these
Yep.
episodes. And I feel like everybody only cares about the sensationalism of the situation. But it's so much I want to know more about. Like Ariana, like, yeah, he cheated, but it's stuff coming out and everybody been saying y'all relationship been fake for years and that y'all hide the stuff that y'all been going through for years. So let's talk
I
about
do think
that.
there's some truth to that she don't want to admit to, and I do think
Mhm.
Tom does have. I think there's their story, and then there's the truth in the middle.
Right.
Yep.
And I
'cause-
do think it's a mixture. I do
Yep.
think it was not everything that they were displaying.
Yeah.
She admittedly had all kinds of issues
Yeah.
throughout the different
She knew he had
seasons
cheated
dealing with
before,
her.
apparently.
Yes,
More than
and I
once.
think
More than
Tom
once.
is also a narcissist, and he
Yeah.
wants that person to
100%.
be all about him. And
Mhm.
once she started finding her own voice and finding her own things and telling him like, no, I don't feel like doing that,
Well,
he
ain't
lose
that the theme
interest.
for all
He
men? Oh,
lose
Jesus.
interest. And so he finds this little doughy-eyed girl who hangs
That
on his
loves
every
him. A
word.
fan. Men love
And
fans.
you
Period.
know, he loves that. That's what he
Mhm.
Well, and
loves.
we even saw that when he went to the trailer to talk to her
Not the
and
culture.
to coach her. But she's watching this and she's like, well, when I'm watching it,
Y'all
it
were
kind of
still
seems
intimate.
like their
Mhm.
relationship was different than what he was saying. No, he wasn't telling you the truth.
He didn't tell the side
Oh
chick
my
that he really
God.
loves his wife. Oh my God.
It's like, girl, what is he
She was
gonna
like,
do to
I didn't
you?
know about. No, let me do it. I really
Dumb.
didn't know that you felt that for her.
I was with her
Um,
for 10 years and built a house and lived with her.
I
But
just learned so much about this,
yep.
Tom. First of all, it takes her 85 minutes to speak. I can't. I just be
Yeah.
like, why y'all? Why was she casted? I'm just so confused. We all sit here for 30 minutes waiting on this girl to finish a sentence.
Yeah.
It is
And she has no
bizarre.
remorse. And I think that's the thing. Like, I like villains. See, that's
You like
why
smart villains.
You do love villains.
I love smart villains.
That's
Like
why you love
Jocelyn
Toya.
Hernandez.
Well, I can't speak for
Jocelyn
Toya.
Hernandez, okay? That girl came on the show and said, yeah, I'm his side chick.
Baby.
Yep.
And Mimi know. And Mimi knows about me.
Mhm.
I'm going to tell the truth.
Ooh,
And then it came out that the three of them were having an arrangement.
Thank you.
yes.
You know,
I like real villains. I don't want a villain that's going to come out and cry and say, I'm sorry I cheated with your man. I wish I could take it back.
But Mandy, so are we saying that Raquel is a real villain intentionally? Because I don't think she's smart enough to be that.
no,
I
just
do.
really
I
don't.
don't. I don't.
I do.
I
I
don't.
do.
Oh, wow. Okay, difference of
I
opinion.
do. I have.
Is she
Listen,
playing dumb?
I
these
think
women
that
out
she
here.
was. I think she was listening to everything Tom was telling her. He was like,
No, she's
"Ooh,
not.
I'm gonna
I
leave
promise you
her. Ooh,
not.
I want to be with you. Ooh, don't worry about it. Me and her, we've been on the outs for a minute. She sees it coming, and she's gonna be
No.
all right." Like
It's the
I
ego
think,
thing. No, I think cheating is the ego thing. When I break down cheating in my head, I think of this. I think two people are so desperate to want to be wanted and needed that the fact that each person shouldn't be doing this and you're still doing this boosts the other person's ego.
Yes.
That's how I feel about cheating.
cause
I truly
okay.
feel it's
So
a,
you're saying
oh
knowing
my
that
God,
he had
you love
Ariana
me.
and he kept messing with her, it was giving her like, "Oh, I am
I'm that girl.
and
I'm
he
that
wants that."
girl.
Okay,
He wants me.
okay.
Well, and
Yeah.
also think about it this way too. So again, as we said on the last episode, this
It was a
season,
plot. Mm-hmm.
it was Peter, it was
Mm-hmm.
Garcelle's son, it
Mm-hmm.
was Tom Schwartz,
Ego.
all
Mm-hmm.
while hooking up with Tom Sandoval.
Mm-hmm. And
And
Kiss Schwartz.
yeah, you wouldn't have any of this because James had a new girlfriend. So you
Mm-hmm.
were going to be phased out.
She was
Yeah.
getting ready to be phased
Yeah.
out. I think it's all
But
about the
now,
show.
because you have,
5 men.
you know,
Something gonna stick, baby. Something gonna stick.
yeah.
One of them.
And it
One of
And
y'all
that
gonna be my
man, and
storyline.
that
One of
man
y'all.
boosted that girl ego. Cause think about it. As a man, like you stepping out of somebody you've been with 10 years, you living with this girl.
right.
This girl best friend. Imagine the ego of her, like, oh my God, our connection must be
Amazing.
like she said, I've never felt like this before. Like
Yeah.
no one's made me feel needed like this. That's why people cheat. They want to feel needed. And that's the perfect way to feel needed. Knowing that you got something else going on and you still want to be with me, you still want to rock with me, you still lying and doing this to be with me. That other person's ego is just, oh my God, this has to be love because she's willing to risk it all. She's willing to do this and he's willing to risk his friends and his family and his business to be with me. Like, she's not
cannot.
dumb.
Mandy. Enough said on this reunion because
I think she
I
should own
think-
it. I want her to own it. Be like Camilla.
So
I don't know. Be like Alicia Keys.
we
Side girls are
already
winning
know
right now.
she is owning it, and I just
They are. Let's be real.
but
Let's
we
be real.
here, so
The
let's talk
side
about
chicks
it.
are winning.
Camilla
let's
is the
talk about
queen.
it.
That's all we got.
Oh no!
queen.
Come on!
She's
Come
the
on!
Alicia
Come
Keys
on!
been married for like what 14 years now or something crazy. It's been
Yeah.
a long time.
Jesus.
She
Yeah.
waited a long time for this. She did.
Side girls are winning right now. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know, because from what we're hearing, she may not be back on the show next season
That
because her
don't matter.
family doesn't want her back on the show
That's her
because
family.
she's
don't
getting
matter.
Bravo
such
gonna cut that
hits.
check. No, Bravo gonna cut that check. She gonna be on the next
She
show.
gonna-
And
Next
Oh,
season.
also
Raquel ain't no
heard
minor.
y'all.
Thank
Also
you.
heard two things. So they're trying to poach this show to be one of the first reality shows to win an Emmy Award.
Oh yeah, I saw
If
that.
y'all don't get out my
Did y'all
face,
know that?
Oh, Lord.
Did y'all
No.
hear that? Like,
I
you know,
did.
like
I
they
read that
have to
article.
go through, similar to the Grammys, you know, you have to say, please consider
So
me.
much good
and so on
Yeah,
television
they
and
was
has
at the
so
White House
happened.
forth.
Correspondents' Dinner. They've been doing their yeah.
But
They're
so
doing it.
much
So we'll
good
see what
reality
happens.
TV has happened before this mess.
I
No.
agree.
I
Yeah,
agree,
and
but we
honestly-
Real
gonna see.
Housewives of Atlanta season 6
Bro,
should have won a Emmy,
Ooh,
Grammy,
Tony,
Tony,
Dago.
Oscar.
Like, we seen it all in one season.
Boy, that was the
Look.
greatest season of reality. Love and Hip Hop
Scandal.
Atlanta season 1.
Have you watched the rewind?
I've been watching it and I just
Okay,
been
y'all.
mind
Let's stay.
blown.
Let's stay.
We'll talk about it
It's
later.
been a mess. Reality TV. We gotta unpack Love and Hip Hop
That
on another day,
rewind,
because that Love and
Groundbreaking.
Hip Hop is the
Groundbreaking
ratchet
television.
TV that I need in my life. It just,
Groundbreaking
like,
you know.
television.
I just
Groundbreaking.
okay. We'll talk about it later.
Real
So
storytelling.
moving on, we want to hear from the cousins. What do
Mhm.
y'all think about what's going on with this reunion? For, you know, do y'all think it's all hyped up? Is it worth the watch, or do you all
Which
think
one?
it's starting to be
Vanderpump?
scripted? Vanderpump, or
It's scripted.
New
I
Jersey.
think everything is just so produced
Yep.
now. It's no real
These
in
people are
reality
producing
TV anymore.
themselves.
They're
Mhm.
re-recording these scenes.
Yeah.
They're sitting at home writing down a script.
Yeah.
Like, "Ooh, I'm gonna say this." Like, it's not real anymore. Like, I really miss Nene walking up to Sheree party thinking she getting in, and they say no
Literally.
Your
at
name
the
is
door.
not on the list. Oof.
Do you
Girl,
know who I am?
No.
Like, we're missing.
Actually, I don't.
We're missing the keys here. Like, we're missing because everything is so produced
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
learning the
I miss
background of reality
Phaedra.
TV.
I miss, like, you know,
Mm-mm.
I do. I miss Phaedra.
We will
I want her
see
to
how
come
she
back.
does on
I'm
Married
about
to
say, we're gonna see in a
Medicine.
couple of months,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
Because
see.
her and Dr. Heavenly right now are like besties on
We'll
Instagram
see.
right now.
And that is the
See how
duo
long
that
that
I
lasts.
cannot wait to see.
Ah,
Okay, so moving on, as we've been talking about cheating, you know, we got to go
last
into
one, geez.
the last one,
Last one.
Love and Marriage, Huntsville.
When I
The doozy.
Jesus,
Come on, Jasmine.
doozy.
Come on.
This-
Come
Come
on.
on,
this
we need
episode.
the
When I
Jasmine
say
to
this
hear you.
episode stressed me out.
Tell us why. Tell us why. What stressed you
Tiffany,
out?
is that her name?
Ooh,
I can't.
Yeah,
that's her name.
Tiffany.
I've never seen
Tiffany
somebody
said, "I'm
so
pregnant."
pregnant and being so much mess. I've never seen a pregnant
But
person.
that's when you supposed to
I've
do
never
it.
seen this in my life. Like, I've never seen somebody.
Phaedra lying about her due
Oh, that
date.
was tricky. But this girl
That
is like
was.
walking up to people, asking them like personal questions. Like,
Yeah. Out of line.
didn't even
Inappropriate
ask Melody,
questions.
like,
Out of line.
girl, do you want me to probe her for, like,
And speaking for Melody, that's what I didn't like.
and
Yeah.
they like,
It was giving the season from New York Housewives when Alex gave the message to
Ooh.
Jill and
Yeah.
she freaked out.
oh,
Yeah.
That's what it was giving.
and I know
Yes.
I just don't
I
like
know
it.
we don't like Sheree, but I have to give her props because
She
she
handled
could
it
have
well.
really
Soda popped
went
her.
in on that girl. Cause when she said you're a cheat,
Mhm.
aren't you a cheater? Cause I watched the show. Aren't you a cheater too? It could have really
Hello?
went
Yes.
left. It could have really went left. And I feel like if it was me, it would have went left. Because how dare you?
But Jasmine, one thing I want to talk about that, but what really triggered me a little bit was, does
What?
Sheree believe it? Because then
Oh yeah.
I would expect someone, okay, after
Whew.
having that conversation, be like, I ain't listening to her. Like, she was doing the most. But when she approached Martell and had the
She asked these
conversation,
poignant
she started asking the same questions. So I'm
Mhm.
sitting here like, all right, Sheree, maybe Tiffany was on to something, because
No, I think
she's
this goes
looking
back to
like-
our statement that reality TV is scripted.
Absolutely.
Because I
Mm.
truly feel, one, after listening to Carlos and his mini podcast and him saying that he had to go down to Huntsville and have a talk with the
Yes.
cast about how they can move forward without so much just Mel and Martell beef,
Yes.
I think that put a battery in Stormy back, in Kiki back,
and Tiffany
Yep.
back.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, okay, these core six, they can't, they just can't do it. So we got to
Yeah.
do it. And
Mm.
Tiffany used, of course, she definitely using this pregnancy as a shield, because who finna fight a pregnant lady on television?
Bro.
Right.
But I say that Sheree knew what she was getting into. Sheree knows the whole.
Sheree
She
is
knows so
a
much, and
founding
she's
father
choosing to date.
of freaking reality
Great.
TV.
So she knew the situation. She knew the setup. She knew exactly what was going on. Her going to Martell don't mean that she believed nothing Tiffany said. She knew that I gotta
I
give
need
them
a
a
beat.
scene.
I
Yep.
need to create a beat.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get them
Yeah.
something. I have to give them some. And even Martell's answer, no, no. I don't have feelings for Melody. We just built a life together for 40 years. Like what?
That wasn't good enough for me.
That
It
was
wasn't.
not good enough.
Mm-mm.
And I just feel like at a certain point, yes, this is my thing. Y'all know I love villains. I don't necessarily like Tiffany, but I feel like somebody, if you gonna bring Sheree on the show,
Somebody's asking
she
for
free
yeah.
game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
And
if
That's
you
very
anybody
gonna
true.
can
parade
get it.
her, if you're gonna parade her on the show and everybody's fangirling over her when she walks in the room in Huntsville, Alabama, because she's the A-list celebrity, like she fair
That's
game.
real.
She want to film this show. He want to film that show. We're gonna talk about the real. Because I would have asked your man, like, how do you feel about your man not claiming you? Like, you his
Ooh.
friend, you his date,
Ooh.
you his friend
That man
girl,
going show to
like
show, not claiming her.
show to
So
show
what
on.
Mandy is saying is
He
you would have
free
been the
game.
Tiffany. Literally, that's all I
I
heard.
would
Because I would have
have.
been Kimmy, minding my business. Minding my
I would
business.
have
No,
been a
Kimmy
Tiffany.
said what she said. This
It's
don't
a
feel
business
right.
arrangement.
It don't look
Mhm.
right. Yeah, But it ain't none of
But it
my
ain't none of my
business. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry. If we on a reality show and you know this stuff is set up this way, it's my business.
Ooh.
You don't want me to talk to her, don't bring her around me. Now, my problem that I do have, and this is the next big topic, and this could lead into family therapy. How do y'all feel about, I don't know if this is an old school way of thinking. I don't know if this is like an etiquette thing. I'm not married. I can't speak for married people. I know that my boyfriend would not like if his friends tried to confront me, okay, about something. Even if I said something to their significant other or whatever, I don't think my boyfriend would like if a man came to me in a hostile way in a business meeting in a gang up setting. How do y'all feel about Marcel and Martell with Tiffany alone? No husband, no man. She's married. She's a married woman, married pregnant woman. How do y'all feel about men confronting women, whether they're, I guess, married, single, or whatever? This has been a topic of conversation on reality shows for a very long time. Like going back to Kenya and all the arguments, she would get into it with the women's husbands, and she always felt like, no, you should never speak to a woman like that. I feel I'm on the edge. I don't know which way I go.
Let me help you, and this is my thought.
Please.
You know how you tell, for instance, Jasmine has a son, and you tell him, now you don't let no girl whoop on you. Okay. Now, if the girl is whooping on you, there's some things I want you to try first. You can try to block her. If it's so bad where you can't block her, you can try to shake her to get her to kind of chill out. But if it gets to a place where she is really tearing you down, at some point you have to defend yourself.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm a believer of don't dish it if you can't take it. So here's my issue. Regardless of gender, we are in a society now to where gender norms are being challenged at this point.
We're done.
So if you have the nerve and the gall to approach me and or approach something in my situation,
I was gonna say, because technically she didn't approach them.
She approached.
It was
Sheree,
woman to woman,
knowing, but it was about him. She's not Sheree's friend,
right?
So you were speaking on behalf of my situation.
Yeah,
Melanie is my ex-wife,
right?
So you were all up in my business and literally verbally attacking me as a person at my own personal event that I invited you to, as I thought you were my friend. Right.
True.
Now, the question of the matter, should he have waited to confront her?
I agree.
When Lou would have been there. I don't know, because also knowing Lou would have
He don't
never
like it.
let him get a word out about the situation without
True.
him being on attack mode. So to
True.
get his point across, and I don't think it was very hostile.
Marceau made it. Marceau turned the
Marceau
hero.
did. It was a gang up.
I don't think Martell
You need to be
was
tested
hostile
to be
at
a
Martell was the
Karen.
problem. It was Marceau.
Exactly.
Yes.
So Martell is like, I need to address something with you. I don't know how often they see each other. He probably he's busy, she busy. He ain't got time to make no separate meeting. This is my moment. I can't move forward with business with you until I figure out if you're really my friend.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. I'm bringing
That's
you
a
in
good
on
point
something.
I didn't think about.
I'm bringing you in on something that this is my event.
But ain't she male friend?
These are your ideas
That's
for
what I'm
my
saying.
event.
They,
That's
he
why
is
we're
male
meeting.
friend.
They weren't friends from the beginning, so that's
Yeah.
where it was difficult for me. I didn't
Tricky.
like it. It was clearly a setup. That's what
Yeah.
I didn't like.
I agree.
Production.
It
like,
was
Why is he
production.
there?
That was Carlos.
It was one thing if it was Martell, but it was Martell and Marceau. Marceau, what are you even doing there?
Yeah.
Like, you had no
And it
reason
was
to
at
be there.
Black, so that was another
Why is
thing.
it
Like,
there?
why is it at
It's always at Black. It's always
Yeah.
going to be a
Because
Black.
he
They
said
always
that,
come
you
to
know,
a free location.
Yeah.
The one thing he gonna get out of this reality show is his business.
Yeah. Because
Which I'm
if
not
I
But
go to
I
that
don't
thing,
know,
I'm
y'all.
going
I
to
just
Black.
kind of feel like Tiffany got a tongue.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like how I feel about Candy. I mean, not Candy, about Candace.
Kenya.
Candace.
Candace. Oh.
It's always
Cry.
the people that got the worst and the most boastful things to say about other people. But then when that energy comes back to you, all of a sudden it's, I can't believe this. I'm crying. I'm boo-hooing. This is crazy. No.
Take it.
If you got the galls to say the craziness,
Yep.
then
Anybody
you
can
need
get
to
it there.
you need to be able to take what's coming back to you.
Because that's what I felt.
Now
Yeah.
she is pregnant.
Using it as advantage.
And I don't think Martell intended for the conversation to go left. I think he really planned on it just being a conversation.
Yeah.
Of like, did you say these
I
things?
don't
He was
believe that.
probably hoping that the answer was like, no, it was out of context or something.
Nah, Martell like to feel strong over a woman.
Exactly.
You think so?
He like his woman submissive.
I
He 100% believes the woman should walk 5 to 10 steps behind him. I have a different opinion on it. I think it was wrong. I don't think what he said was wrong, because I mean, I think he should have defended the situation, especially when Tiffany has already admitted that she is also a cheater. So it's like, is this a pot calling the kettle black situation? But him being friends with Lou,
that was the issue for me too.
That was the issue. Like, you
call Lou first.
You should have had that conversation, in my opinion.
I agree.
With the two of them together,
or tell Lou first,
or said it to him first. Because as we saw in the preview for this upcoming week's episode,
it's gonna get
Marceau
bad.
says, when Lou says, "I'll just approach your wife about something next time," and Marcel's like, "No, you're not gonna approach my wife." Well, why not if you don't think that you did nothing wrong?
Exactly.
Because we all know that Tisha has a mouth as well.
She definitely does. She does.
So, and she doesn't.
All I'm gonna say is, whatever the norm is, Shay, they need to stick to it. It is not okay for one person to do it and the other person not to. So if we as a group have said whatever somebody say they can catch back,
but see, the problem is they respect the persons, because all of them men love to go off on male. Let's be real.
They do. That's
all
what I'm saying.
of them men love to talk crazy about male and to male. No, especially Marceau. So that's my thing. And Marceau would act a fool if somebody came up to Tisha telling her anything. So for me, it's like you said, I'm friends with Lou. After Sheree told me this, as Martell, I'm going to call up Lou and be like, hey, man, have you talked to your wife? I heard some disturbing things from my significant other about what she said. You know, I don't want to come off disrespectful. If I would love to have a conversation with her about it. If you want to be present, cool. If you cool with me just, chatting it up with her and telling her my feelings, cool. That's how it should have been handled. But of course, it is reality TV, and it got to be some type of
drama
to
Jasmine,
it.
what you think? What do you think? Where's your stance?
When it first happened, I was all for what they were doing, because I was like, I was sick of her. I was so tired of her. It was just two episodes of a pregnant woman.
Call her
it was
out.
2 episodes of
cutting
even
up.
from first from she got on the screen. She just been hell
Yeah,
on
she has been
wheels,
cutting up this season.
pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah, she
So
has.
I'm just like, how are
She
you
has.
pregnant with all this energy to be going at people like this? This is nuts to me.
Carlos told them y'all finna be done if y'all don't.
But yeah, I understand the
and
aspect
put a
of
battery in the back.
having your husband. But then also like with Lou, I just be like, you be backpedaling it. Like I just don't like. I don't care for him either. Like he talk too much, not saying nothing.
But I also think it's a thing about a relation. Like
they not really friends.
Check me in private. Take up for me in public. Check me in private. Because even in the preview for next episode, he said, "Yeah, I can admit my wife was wrong, but that's something I'm dealing with." You know what I'm saying?
That's
like
real.
Yeah.
Check me in private. Like don't.
You know who's good at getting checked in private?
Who?
You,
Dr.
Our
Heavenly.
girl, Dr. Heavenly.
Oh, yeah, I am. I
know.
am Jasmine right now.
Absolutely. Listen. Darian will be like, now look, you put me in a bad situation.
Yeah, but right now,
but let me tell
I got you right now. But later,
yeah.
we gotta have a talk
right now. But you
we gonna have a whole conversation.
And I think that's how men should be.
Yeah.
Who is it who husband never take up Jennifer and Bill?
He throw her the bus with him.
He be like, yeah, she wrong. Absolutely. Yeah, my wife's crazy.
That's embarrassing.
That to me,
that's embarrassing.
Like when the whole world is coming for your wife, she can be as wrong.
You supposed to have her
she
back.
Be really wrong, Mandy. She be really wrong though.
As your man, as my man, like I'm a little crazy. I could be.
No, he would look crazy taking up for her the way she be wrong. Like that's
your man. I'm gonna take up for my man.
Ooh, my man.
My man, I'm taking up for him, and he better do the same. And then when we get home, be like,
wildin', cuz
don't do that again.
Wildin', cuz next time,
don't put me in no situation like that again.
Next time is you.
It should be that way. It should not be I don't know. Like I feel like in society today, I feel like we go back and forth about. Because if you really think about it, society really still is traditional. Like if you really think about,
it's traditional when it wants to be traditional.
When it wants to be. Exactly. Because for me, like growing up, like I've always had a mouth on me. Like anybody could get it. Like legit. That's just how life is. But as I get older, I'm like, okay, as a woman, that could go wrong real quick.
You put your husband or your man in a situation that he don't need to be in.
Real quick. That you just don't want to be in. So it's very important that I feel like as a unit, you move together, but the other person should know. Like,
in other words, so what basically what you're saying is Tiffany shouldn't be at nobody's party causing drama because your husband first of all is not there to protect you.
It's gonna get
because what happens if Martell would have heard you talking to Sherelle like that and he just went crazy on you? Then what?
And your man not there.
That goes back to the Tiana Taylor and the Chris Brown situation because I felt like he wasn't even there to protect her and anything could have went. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very dangerous. Man. And I feel like you have to know your significant other. Like my man's a very quiet man, but if a situation go left, it's just gonna go all the way left for him. Mm-hmm. So I know
I'm protecting everybody with Darian.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm really protecting you right now by not saying nothing
and just going.
Because he gonna sit there quiet while I go off. But the moment you go crazy on me, it's gonna be
a
situation.
Problem.
So as a woman, I feel like you need to. I feel like it's a respect of your man as well. I feel like Tiffany don't respect that man. Let's be real.
Ooh, so now you going for them now. You going for their relationship.
I do. I think she doesn't because this is like the fourth time that she done put Lou at odds with these men.
I kept thinking about that Kimmy with the situation with Monster and all of that and how she was going back and then next thing she was crying on the couch. What the heck you crying for? You said it.
Yes.
Stand 10 toes down in your mess.
Man. Like this man is trying to build a brotherhood with these men. He's trying. You keep causing all the beef. And at this point, you're disrespecting your man by constantly putting him in situations where he has to defend you. Like I don't like what's the girl from Superman? Lois Lane. I don't like no Lois Lane. I don't like a Lois Lane. I'm gonna put myself in trouble because I know my man gonna save me. I don't like that.
I just think she was out of line. No facts, she was out of line. I honestly don't know the best way to handle the situation because to me, if you got the galls to say all these crazy things to these men,
and I was more so. I was literally more so like, are you crazy? Right, I was
Jasmine
with him
said,
when he was like, but he took it too far. We started calling people Karens, and I was like, "Where are we going with this?"
Karen,
Yeah.
Well, I can't be talking to nobody's wife like this. You're right, you can't be. But when you said, "Are you crazy?" I felt him when he said that. I was
Yeah.
like, "She crazy, doc," because ain't no way.
But the thing about Tiffany though, the problem is she really don't think she do nothing wrong. Like
No, she
she's sitting
don't.
there like, what? I was just talking to her, getting to know her.
Even Stormy was like, "You way too much in their business." She's like,
way too much.
Stormy.
Too much in it.
I'm sure when Mel sees that, she gonna be like,
I'm curious to see what Mel says at the reunion about that.
I saw the preview. Of next
Uh-oh.
episode,
Uh-oh.
And she having
and
like some.
everybody
Uh-oh.
was trying to talk about the situation in front of Melody. Like
Melly is
why
another one who
y'all
don't have no
recapping-
friends on the show, and it's becoming like you just
She
need to be an executive
don't.
producer at this point.
well,
She gotta
every
go.
time
Yes.
they bring a friend on, they
It's-
turn on
They
her.
turn on her.
It's her.
'Cause she's not a real
Because
friend.
she don't know how to be a real friend.
Like,
When she told
Yeah.
Stormy to send her a DM,
DM me, that was wild.
yeah, we supposed to be friends.
everybody's a fan of Mel. No
But
one's a
I
friend,
think also
literally.
too, Melody treats them as co-workers, and
Yes.
they all have friendships.
Yeah, because they all hang out outside
so
of the show.
that's the disconnect.
And that's why she needs to be the executive
And-
producer and be done.
But it's a double-edged sword to me too, because I feel like they use Melody to get on the show. Like I
Facts.
don't know if y'all know the background about Stormy, but Stormy was trying to be on Bell
Yeah, I heard.
Collective.
yes,
Yeah.
I saw that on Carlos' show.
And
thank you.
ended up didn't get casted, so she moved to Huntsville.
Mhm.
Then became friends with Melody to get on the show.
Okay, y'all. Okay.
So it's like they use her as
I
well.
think
like
they're
Destiny,
friends when they
like,
get on there,
use-
and Mel tries to use them to
Mhm.
do her bidding. And
Mhm.
things always go awry, and they end up being friends with the cast,
real friends with the cast,
and
and want to
she ain't
stay
gonna
on
want
the
nothing to do
show.
with them because she ain't want to be cool with the cast no more.
Because now I don't trust you because you hanging with Tisha and them.
So this is leading into my family therapy topic.
Let's go.
Okay. You know, we over here talking about, you know, we've talked about family feuding, cheaters, you know, I think the topic for today, we were talking before we got on here about a few different ones, but if we're going to do the one that I think is the juiciest that we've been talking about today.
Come on.
If someone cheats on the other person in a group, so say you got a group of friends, y'all all click, y'all all tight.
It's getting close to home.
You
right
got two people within your tight group that get together.
here.
Y'all celebrate them because this is dope. Two of your friends, y'all, they get married, and it's amazing. We celebrate, and then later on, you find out that someone cheated. And now, as a group, everyone's trying to figure out, how do we maintain our friendships with both of these people? Or do you guys think they need to pick a side and they need to stand up for right? So when you think about love and marriage,
it's tricky.
We're talking about Melody and Martell, you know, it's like clearly
Then I need you to pick a side. I'm with Mel on that.
You know, I'm just saying, even with, you know, Vanderpump Rules, right? You got Ariana, who literally told Lisa Vanderpump, as long as you hanging out with him, our relationship is going to change because I don't want to be around that. And so the whole friend dynamic, you have Sheena Shea, who's like, yeah, he did something wrong. That's my guy. I'm conflicted. I'm riding for Ariana because, you know, I feel bad for her, but do you feel like she should still be a friend to Tom? Because that's what friends are. You know, they ride through. What do y'all think about this? So I'm going to repeat the question. If someone cheats on the other person in a friendship group, how do you keep from picking sides? Or should you pick a side?
I think
personally, you can't.
I think it's difficult because the question then goes, okay, so if this person cheated, are they staying together? Because if you're staying together, you're not.
We'll say no. In our scenario, they did not stay together. Clearly, Tom and Ariana are done. We've seen Martell and, you know, Melody get a divorce.
Which perspective? Are you speaking on the friend or the person that was cheated on? The person, like, it depends.
Whatever
on
perspective, they're in the friendship group. You're friends with both of them. So what do you do as a friend in this scenario?
Being in that position as the one that was done wrong, you gotta pick a side.
Yeah. Yeah. On that side,
like if you over there, I need you to stay over there because I don't want my life to cross in any way with
That's
that
real.
person, especially if I'm done with that person. It's hard. Like if you a friend group and this person cheats on the other person, like
Vacations, all the above.
vacations, trips, and it's like then I'm gonna be in a separate room. He's gonna be in a separate room. It's gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
You're gonna be talking about it amongst the group. You gotta pick a side, and that's fine. I'm the girl that's like, you pick him, that's fine. God is good. Y'all have a blessed life together. Like
I
I
think
can't.
I think you have to pick a side too because, like Mindy was saying, if I'm the one that's been wronged and we're in a friend group, I'm thinking, who else knew?
Yes.
Kind
First
of
question.
like with Ariana and Schwartz. You obviously knew. You been new, and
Yep.
you was just, you know, we're friends too, and you just allowed this to
Yeah.
happen to me.
But disloyalty goes around
Yeah,
everywhere.
I think you have to choose side, and we also saw that on Married to Medicine with Dr. G and Quad.
Yeah. And look at that.
You know, we saw how that happened. Quad's still the
They
single
all
one
chose
going
a side. They all chose
on
Dr. Greg.
trips.
Let's be real.
But we'll see this season if they still be choosing.
Oh yeah.
You know, since they're gonna
But
be
I
back.
definitely think you have to pick a side because that's a good point, Shay. Because it's like at this point, like my best friend, she gonna tell me what's going on with her life. So ain't no way he didn't tell you. Like, and as the person that's been hurt, that's the first thing that goes through your mind. Like,
You knew.
you was around me knowing. You was sitting and going on trips with me, and you were. It's hard. Like I will say, I still have two friends from a past relationship, and it's still in the back of my head. Like, did y'all really know? Like, come on. Did you? It's still in the back of my head sometimes. Like, you had to know something, and even if they lie and say, "Oh, we didn't have a clue,"
You lying.
it's just hard to form a friendship.
To
To go
continue. Yeah,
forward
for
with
sure.
that.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw a wrench in it and say, what if when you confront them, they're like,
Mhm.
I just didn't want I wanted to stay neutral and I wanted to stay out of it.
Cut
Yeah, you
off
done.
too.
You worse, really.
You're
Yeah.
even worse.
You're
Like you're
worse,
done.
bro.
Hey,
Like
the
there's no ever coming
Because I
back
can't
from that.
trust
You
you.
knew. Yeah, and I get the loyalty thing, and that's the thing. You just kind of gotta give it up to God at that point. Like, well, I understand the loyalty because what I tell my best friend, man, she cheating on him. No, so I understand that sentiment, but you gotta
Although I
go.
will say, if I had a best friend and they was cheating and they was just trying to use me,
You would
if they
tell.
was trying to use me to cover for
You
them
would tell her to
and don't tell me that they
Mhm.
using me or you be like, I
Yeah,
was with Jasmine. If he called me and say you was with Jasmine, no, she wasn't. She wasn't with me. What the heck you talk? Like, keep me out of that. Like, I don't want to
yeah,
get into that. Like,
yeah. Keep me
yeah,
out
out
of
of
mess.
mess.
Yeah.
Yes,
Out of the
keep me
mess.
out
Like,
of
if
the
I'm
mess.
friends with both of them and like she cheating and she telling me she cheating or whatever, but I'm with Jasmine, you really not with me? No, I don't want to be in your mess.
That's
Don't keep
true.
no.
Mm-mm.
I think that would be
Yeah, don't ask
It's
me
a
to
Don't
go on
hard
ask
double
one.
me.
dates.
Yeah,
Don't do none of
Yeah,
that.
don't do
keep me out of
that
it.
because it's weird. Because if you think about love and marriage, the problem with the show to where it's almost becoming unwatchable is the fact that as a woman that has been married to a man for almost 20 years, have 4 kids with this man, he goes out and have an affair.
Yes.
You forgive
Yeah.
him, then he goes out and does it
Yeah.
again, has a child on you, and that's why I
With the
give
same
Melody
woman.
so
And
much grace.
and
I
they
give
all
Melody
knew
so
it.
much grace, and they all knew, and they take up for
Yes.
him and make comments like, "Ooh, I'm happy Martell upgraded from Mel. Look at him with Sheree." Like the whole Marceau and Tisha, like, "Ooh, Mel gonna be mad about him being with Sheree." Like I would not speak a word to these people. They going out of their way to support Martell. They're literally going out of their
What
way in
Kimmy
every
say?
event he
Kimmy say
has.
because I guess Martell seen her with groceries or something, put them in her cart. He's just a nice girl. Are you crazy? That man is that man.
He's
Look, it's the revisionist
He
history.
is
It's
a
Yes.
so
wolf in
Sheep
hard.
sheep's
clothing.
clothing is what that
Yes.
man is.
It's so hard to me. Like that's why I understand the viewers about, oh, Melody just need to give it up. But on the other end too, it's like, this my show. Why do
Yes.
I gotta leave my show because this man did me wrong? Like
I
it's
think
so
with her,
layered.
but
It's
it with
so
her,
layered.
it comes off as more bitter than
But who wouldn't be
Yeah,
bitter?
That's the issue with her.
Who, think about this. If your whole friend group, quote unquote friend group that you are filming with 12 hours a day is legit openly giving this man a pass, taking his side, still being his best friend, champion him, being happy that he's dating. Like,
But that's
how
also
can you
they
not be
can't
bitter?
they can't rejoice with her because she don't tell them nothing. Like
I wouldn't tell you nothing. You gonna go back and tell
can't
him, and now he finna make my life hell. This the same man that told Melly she can't move to Atlanta, but where he at now?
Yeah,
Right.
Ooh.
that's real.
Okay, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate on this. For
Please.
someone who was in a big friendship group with my
Mhm.
friends, you know, me and Darian went back and forth. So there was a
Mhm.
time where there was a breakup,
Mhm.
and my friends had a really hard time trying
Mhm.
to figure out the best ways to move forward. Let me give you an
Mhm.
example. So, like, I lived in Naperville at the time, and Darian did too.
Random.
And so I remember I had some
That's
friends
so
that
crazy.
came
That's
up.
some fate. That's
That was
God.
crazy. That was a crazy
And
weekend.
That's big God. That's big
Crazy
God
that
right
weekend.
You
there,
know, I had
boy.
to, our group came up, and you know, I invited them out. So of course they stayed with me, and you know, we hung out. But as a friend, they're like, "There's no way we're gonna be this close to Darian,"
And
and
not
then
see
I
him
not
for
see
also
him.
real.
like want to see him too. So you know, I appreciate that
But
they
y'all
were
didn't do each other
upfront.
wrong. Like,
We
you know what
didn't
I'm
do
saying?
each
Like,
other wrong, but if you let Darian tell it in so many words, he
of
was
course, let him
like,
tell it.
you
But this
know, he was
wasn't no.
done.
But this is the thing. Where does morality come into play as a friend? And this was my question to some people when I found out what I found out in my past. Was like,
Okay.
where does your morality stand?
Mhm.
That's your friend. I get it. Cool. But where do you as a person look at your
Yep.
friend
Mm.
and
You wrong,
say,
Doc.
dog, you wrong. Like,
Yes.
how can you not, as a human?
But how do
You
you know
been in
they
my
did it and they just still kept doing it
They
anyway?
did, Marla.
These men don't.
They ain't say nothing.
Girl, they
I'm
don't
only
hold each
playing
other
devil's
accountable.
Don't give a
advocate.
rip.
They don't
Look,
hold each other
At all.
accountable. But I'm just saying, like, for me, it's such a messed up situation because if my friend, my good girlfriend, got a good man,
okay.
and she tell me, girl, I'm sorry, I just had to step out on him. I'm going in on her. I might almost end my friendship with her because to
You're wrong.
me, you could do that to some. I'm an advocate of watch how people treat other people that treat them good.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because if you can do him like that, I'm gonna start looking at you differently when it come to me. Like,
Yeah.
where does morality come into play in a situation of cheating and lying and having a, like, the thing to me, and I always say this, an affair is so different than like a one night stand.
Yes.
An affair is like
Continuous.
ongoing
What
deceit.
was it, 5 years?
Yeah.
2 different lives.
Yeah.
Yes. To have a child.
That's the one that she had.
Right.
I can't.
So for
We
me,
pregnant at the same time,
It's
and I
at
a
didn't
the
know it.
problem.
time.
I'm your wife, and your
Our kids
mistress
are dang near
pregnant.
Irish twins.
Like,
Oof.
dude, and
Ghetto twins is what we call
twins,
them.
honey.
yeah,
Ghetto
that's a
twins.
whole problem. I feel for Melanie. I know it's going to be hard for her to still try to move
She
forward.
can't ever move on, and
But-
I agree. It's sad
She
she
gonna
has
have to get off the show.
She not on the show.
Yeah,
That's
she
what I'm
gotta
saying.
get off
Not
the
on the show. She has to truly leave
Or
this show.
if she bring a new
because-
man on.
Oh, that's gonna be even worse.
I say she needs to go to a different franchise.
I do too.
at
I want
this
her to go
point.
start her
Level
own.
up.
I want her to start
I
her own.
want her to level up from this and
Yeah.
go to something else. Like, since he's playing in the Real Housewives of Atlanta, go show up
Do
at Real
something.
Housewives of Atlanta and be a
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
get your peach.
See, this is the problem with these new girls on Atlanta. Kenya Moore back in the day would have had Melody on episode
Legit.
2.
She
Yes.
would have.
Legit.
She would have.
She brought that cookie lady on there for Tanya. She would have
So
had
dead.
Melody on there
Did
episode
we ever see the
2.
cookie
She
lady?
would've.
Mhm.
We saw the
we
cookie
did.
lady. Like, that's the thing. Like, if we gonna make stuff juicy,
Yeah.
let's make it juicy. And
Yeah.
and I also think that part of the problem with the cast is that they are realizing, like, Melody is the star. She's superseding Love and Marriage Huntsville.
She
And a
is.
part of it is like, it's almost like Mariah on Married to Medicine. It's like, I can't leave my show, but I need to leave my
Now,
show.
Mariah was
Yes.
problematic, but that's for another day.
love
I
Mariah.
just
I do too.
I loved her too, but she, to me, once again, when you start feeling
too
like
bigger
you
than
are
the
bigger
show.
than a
Yep.
show,
Yeah.
And
you
they'll
Not
start
just
just
telling
that.
And Mel
people
was
that
like that.
they
executive
gonna get
producer.
fired.
So was Mel.
And the Mel has never told somebody that she was gonna get fired though. Like
She hasn't.
Mariah was
Yeah.
like, "You're fired.
Right.
I'm gonna fire you." Nene's even tried that, and now you got
All
you
of
know,
Vicky's
it's your
tried it on
writing is
OC.
on the
Teresa
wall.
just
Everybody be at
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Everybody
yeah,
who
it's never
play that
good,
card
but
be at home.
I just
but
think
good
that's
job, guys,
a
answering
good
the
family
question. I
therapy
think it's
topic.
hard. It's a hard, like listeners again. We want to hear from y'all. We want
Please
to hear
give us your
different
comments.
opinions.
Have you been in a situation that we're discussing and it worked out? Like, did you pick a side or did they not pick a side? How did, like, we want to hear, like, these are just our opinions, but like we really want to know, like, how do people navigate? I mean, it hasn't happened in my actual friend group, but I will say, like, today, like, if me and my boyfriend broke up, I couldn't go around none of his friends. Like, that's just weird to me. Like,
I wouldn't want to. Like, why would you do
yeah,
Yeah,
Now
I
that?
that's
wouldn't
I don't
his
either.
know.
friends. This scenario is specifically like, for instance, your college friends where all of y'all were like built, grew together. Two of you guys, and I mean, one of my best friends, two of them got married, right? Me and
Yeah.
Darian are the ones out of our college friends that got married, right? And
Mhm.
say, for instance, that out of that, everybody still hang, everybody still go on trips together. We kick it, we cool, and then the couple, somebody cheats. And y'all all have long standing, I'm talking the best man, long standing friendships with each other. Is
That
it
is
just like
exactly
difficult.
what
one
that's
person
exactly what it
is
is. The best man. That's too much.
like
That
it
is the
is
best
like,
man. That's difficult.
how can you write it? Will it be easy for you to write one person off when you've had this long standing relationship with this person and they maybe just made a mistake?
I feel like it depends. Like you said, it depends on the extent. Nothing's black and white. It depends. Like a baby, ongoing affair.
You're right. A baby is just a
That
You
baby
gotta
throws a
go.
whole wrench in it.
Yeah,
That,
yeah,
like I
baby,
said,
you
Mel
gotta
was.
go.
If he didn't have a baby, I think Mel would have forgave him again.
Oh my God! If he didn't have a baby, they
If
would
they have a
still
they
be
baby,
wouldn't
they
have got
got
a
on
married.
TV.
divorce.
They
They
would
wouldn't
They
have
would have
got a
been
married.
divorce.
and they wouldn't. They would have been fine.
She got divorced
Yeah.
because of TV, and it's unfortunate.
Literally.
But
Yeah.
sometimes, like she said, God said go.
Ooh,
I still
made a
question that,
shirt
but
out
go
of it.
ahead.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy
But no,
one.
thank you guys for family therapy. Write into us. If you don't follow us already on Instagram, please follow us on the Family Ties podcast. Look out for us. We're also on Twitter. So, drop us what your thoughts are about today's episode, especially about the therapy session. And now we're going to end with Shay telling us what we need to do this week. Shay, what do we need to do for some inspiration, some takeaways for this week?
Some takeaways from this week. So hopefully last week everybody took some time to practice some gratitude, wrote down a few things that they were grateful for. So this week we are going to talk about the power of positive speaking, specifically to yourself. So I said I wasn't going to make this churchy, but I'm going to use this biblical scripture, Proverbs 18:21, that
Yes,
life
God.
and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yes, Jesus. Yes.
So
Yes.
what we are saying is that we need to be careful of the words that we're putting out there and how we talk about ourselves and how we talk about things in general, because that is what you are consuming in your energy. That's what you're putting out to the world. And that may not be what you necessarily want to. We always want to say things that are positive or things that we want to happen. We don't ever really want to negative talk ourselves, because that is kind of an image of what you are putting out to the world. And we don't want that. I saw this commercial where it was a girl and her mother was saying all the negative things that she says about herself. She was saying it to her daughter. And the commercial was like, you don't want your daughter to say these things about her body, so why do you say them about yourself?
Oh, facts.
So,
Facts.
as a mom of daughters, I'm like, I'm very guilty of it. Like, oh my God, I hate these hips, I hate whatever.
Girl,
Like,
mommy surgery was on my list at some point in my life.
We good on that. We good on
until
that.
right
We good on
until
that.
rest in peace. Listen, DC
That's
Young
real.
Fly had 3 young kids.
Oh,
Young
Jesus.
kids.
I can't even imagine. And to your point, Shay, I feel like we really do need to be better at speaking life into ourselves and loving our bodies and loving who we are. Because when we try to correct things by doing surgeries and all kinds of stuff,
made us.
those kind of corrections, and for those who choose to do it,
Kudos.
You know the
You
risk
might see
that
me
it
with
is,
one in
but
10 years, but you know.
but in all honesty, I just hope that everyone finds, to your point, Shay, like
Self-love.
something within them and just really self-love, like self-love yourself. And we all think that there's certain things that we should look like and who we should be like. We follow celebrities who get these surgeries and can fit these clothes and look a certain way, and so there's a pressure, even as a mom. The bounce back culture is real, right? Like we
Yes.
see
And it's
women
fake. It's
who,
still fake, just so you know.
who supposedly bounce back super quick, and I'm like,
Surgery.
Marlo about to be too, and the
Thank
body
you.
ain't bounced. So
It has not bounced.
It's not
but
bounced or went back.
so but I think we are so hard on ourselves, and we are all beautiful women, and we really should be better at speaking life
Yeah.
Mhm.
into us. So I love it. That's right
Yeah,
on time.
so let's take some time this week, guys, and really just speak life into yourself, into your situation, to your job, to your children, to your marriage, to your friendships, into everything that you have in your life right now. Let's speak life into it, because the world throws us enough negativity. Let's not add more
Hello.
into it.
Yeah.
Heard that.
Let's counteract that with some positivity.
Amen.
Yes, good job, Shay.
Yay,
You better
Shay.
preach,
You had a
mother.
preaching, Shay.
Yes. Well,
All right,
guys,
y'all.
did we do it?
Podcast 2.
Episode 2.
2 down.
Yes.
We really need to get some DJ Clue bombs so we can.
We'll be
Yeah,
able
we
to
need to
need
look
some
into that.
sound effects.
Ba, 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 boom, boom. Pow, pow, pow. Bangers, bangers, bangers. Yeah.
Man,
gotta
y'all
get
some
all of
dope
that.
women. I'm so happy to do this with y'all, man.
Straight
This has
up.
been so much fun.
It's like weekly therapy.
Yes.
weekly, just download time, and just for
Yeah.
us to bond and just talk like how we talk in our chat. So
Yeah.
Literally.
listeners, our cousins, again, thank you guys for listening.
Yes.
Please continue to download the podcast. We had
And
such
tell
a
a
great
friend and tell a
turnout.
friend.
Yeah,
tell
tell a
another
friend, tell a
friend.
friend. Andy, Carlos, y'all need some
Hit
people to
us
come
up.
on. Hit us up. We are definitely, into the
Today,
Bravo
Andy Cohen's birthday.
universe.
It is his birthday.
Is it
Happy
really?
birthday,
And tomorrow's Andrew Coop. What's his name?
Andrew
Andre.
Cooper.
Anderson
Andre.
Cooper.
I'll say Andre.
Now she gave him
Yeah,
a
it's
black
late.
name. Andre Cooper.
Like Andre Cooper. I was like, oh, that ain't it.
Oh, dope. Well, happy birthday, Andy.
And Andy.
And
Andy
happy
and Andy.
belated Jasmine. We ain't gonna forget your birthday. Just was the other, But until next week, we'll see you guys.
Yes, bye.
You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
All right, cousins, and this is just a reminder that the views and the opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the speakers and do not reflect the views or positions of any entities that they represent.